Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry, I had to take a little step away for a second and come back and restart the live. I kind of realized I had forgotten something before I got on, and then I clicked on. I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, it was super weird. That's okay, Corey. That just means I'm one game closer to you. Why would I be sad about that? You could just. I thought I was 2 games behind you. Now I know I'm only one. That was simple. Makes it much easier on me. All right. Well, I hope not everybody got stuck in that other little live that I had. Hopefully people realize to come over here. Hopefully. Yeah, Houston has the number 1 ranked defense in the NFL. You know who has the number 2 ranked defense in the NFL? Oh yeah, it's the Chargers. So you have the number 1 and number 2 ranked defenses playing against each other. So now the question is, who do you trust more? Justin Herbert or CJ Stroud? Oh, Dory, it's back up. The landscape is back up. I just had to I had to reschedule it and put it back up, but it's up. Tamsin, you are here. I do not know where else you would be. You are definitely here though. You are definitely here. Oh, that's cool. Whoever sent that. What was that? Lindsay, thank you for that. That was cool. I appreciate that. People over there talking about love and snow. Weird. Why does anyone still support Trump? I don't know. I truly thought I would have completely ran out of them now. You know, and they are a little less common, right? They're a little less common than they were, so I'm sure they'll run out of way anyways. Mm-hmm. Is this thing on? Yeah. It's so funny how like people uh coming here to like ask me some like the dumbest questions is funny. No, Christopher Hewson, I didn't skip you because I can't answer. Okay, Christopher. I skipped you because I don't respond to somebody who can't spell the word business. Okay? You literally misspelled the word business. Why would I waste my time responding to your question? No, spelling is an issue, Christopher. It is, okay? Because not being able to spell the word business, okay, shows me, all right, that you're not worth responding to. Okay? Your phone literally has spell check on it, which means it corrected you on how to spell it. And you went back and said, no, 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 I know better than you. Okay. I know better than the autocorrect, and I'm going to tell it something. Okay. If you have something that you have a question for me, you can jump in the guest request box and ask it. If not, feel free to leave. If you got a question for me, you can jump in the guest request box and ask it. It is 2025, okay? Our phones literally have AI on them, okay? Our phones literally have AI on them. All right. It's wild like that. All right. Not to mention, that's a word that they teach you in like elementary school. Okay. That's at like second grade spelling bees. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. I don't care. He skipped school that day. He skipped school that year. He must have skipped school that rest of his life. Uncle, that's funny. Oh, nothing, Tobin. Just people that think that they come into my life and then they like they deserve attention. They come into my life and they're like, "Oh, I'm here. I'm special. I'm here. I'm special and everyone needs to pay attention to me." And the host should respond to this by paying attention to me, and I'm just letting them know they don't matter. Okay? I'll bring up guests when I'm ready. Okay? I'll talk to who I want to talk to. And that's the end of that. Okay? You're in my house. you're 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 in my house. Y'all, first of all, Tobin, thank you so much for the upgrade on the membership. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that upgraded membership. That really does mean a lot to me. All the way with the obsessed membership. Thank you so, so much. We are going to open up the phone lines in just a bit, but if y'all can do me a favor, first of all, if you guys are on the TikTok side, please come in and double tap that screen. Let's get this thing up. I'm telling you, we've been struggling to get to like 100,000. Like we had well over 1,000 people in the live for most of it, and still I think barely hit 200,000. So we need to get on that today. Okay, we need to get on that. All right, let's step that game up. For the people in the YT chat over there, and by YT I mean YouTube, not white people. If y'all come in, when you guys are coming in, make sure you hit that like button in the live also. All right. We are ending lives with way too few likes over there. Okay. We should easily be over 500 every single live. So, yeah, if you guys help that out, I really, really appreciate that. Someone says, who uses TikTok? Plenty of people do, actually. I think it's actually still one of the most popular social media sites in the United States, if I'm correct. Chris, thank you so much for the 5 gifted too. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. That is very, very sweet. Who got those? Let's see. We got Rant. We got Gabe. We got Higher Power got one. Shadow got one. Oh, Shadow's around all the time. So is Higher Power. Ellie. Everybody with the gifted memberships. I really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. All right. Give me 5 seconds, maybe 7. And I'll come back. We'll open up the phone lines and we'll get this thing going, all right? All right, let's see what we got going on over here, huh? Let's see what we got going on over here. There's this person over here that's chirping quite a bit. I'm going to say, oh, I guess they left. See, this is why I don't rush. This is why I don't rush to put guests in. Okay? This is why I don't rush it. All right? If you can't have the patience to wait like a minute or two for me to bring you up, then you're not worth being on my live. And it also means you probably weren't planning on being here very long. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
What's up?
What's up?
I don't know, you called here, man.
Yeah, I support Trump.
All right, why is that?
Why is that? Mainly it's under the immigration and the border security.
Okay, what's he doing about that you support?
Oh, he's getting rid of criminals.
He is?
Yeah.
All right, what criminals is he getting rid of?
Good. Criminals. I mean, what criminals is criminals?
I mean, what criminals? I mean, he's literally, a criminal himself. On top of that, he's pardoning criminals. He pardoned a guy who, who brought, 500 tons of cocaine into the country. He pardoned, a guy who literally helped to fund terrorism.
Yeah. Well, he's still getting rid of criminals in the country.
Yeah, he's like allowing them in the country. Yeah, he's helping them be in the country.
He's getting rid of some. He's getting rid of some of the people too, though.
Oh yeah, he's getting rid of some, and then he's bringing some other in. It sounds about even to me.
Okay, well, he's still getting rid of them, though.
Okay, well, Joe Biden did that also. So did Donald Trump in his first term. So did Obama. So did every single president.
Well,
every single president.
Biden allowed more people into the country.
Sir, we're not talking about people being allowed in the country. You said getting rid of criminals. No, you're not changing the subject. Every single president.
I can change it whenever I want.
You can also leave the live.
I can't.
All right, which I can help you with if you try to move the subject.
Okay, so what are you trying to say then?
Yeah, every president has removed criminals from the country. You know why that is?
Why?
Because that's the law, right? And every president has abided by that law. Not a single one hasn't. Actually, if you want to talk about, about who's not obeying the law, it would be the person who's literally, pardoning actual convicted criminals. Yeah. The only difference between what Biden and Obama and Trump did is when Biden and Obama were doing it, they didn't get on television and tell everybody how much credit they deserved for it.
Well, I think it seems like Trump's getting rid of more people, more criminals.
And why do you say that?
I don't know. I see it on the news more, and there's less border crossings than when Biden was president.
All right. Who's saying there's less border crossings?
Well, different websites. I've heard it before.
Sure. Which websites?
I don't memorize the name of the website.
Well, I mean, you can just give me like a general, like, oh, it was this organization or that organization or anything like that. That's just fine. I don't need exactly,
So there's more border crossings then? I
didn't say there was or it wasn't. I asked you where you got your information
from. What are you trying to say then? So are you saying I'm wrong?
I don't know. Are you wrong? I don't know. We'd have to look at your
Well,
information.
I think
So where'd you get it
I
from?
think I'm right.
Well,
I think I'm right.
then let's test that and let's see where you got your information from, and then we can go from there.
Okay, well, can I look it up on ChatGPT really quick?
No, you
No.
can tell me where you got your information from.
But I can't memorize it. I don't have a photographic
You
memory.
can't,
I need that.
sir. That's not a photographic memory. That is just basic elementary recall.
But
I
can't
saw,
memorize the exact
I
website I
saw
got the information from.
on television, or I saw on the news, or I saw on a website that border encounters were down.
Well, yeah, I heard that on the news one time.
You heard it on the news one time. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So what's a border encounter?
Well, when somebody crosses the border, I don't know right now.
Okay, so no, it is not when somebody crosses the border. It's when somebody is detected by Border Patrol. Okay, encountered by Border Patrol. All right, and the reason why Donald Trump's border encounters are so far down is because Donald Trump has pretty much stopped legal migration. Right, he's shut off asylum seeking and generally stopped legal migration in the United States. Right, so these people aren't criminals; these are people who are literally trying to do things the right way, who are trying to come over here legally. And Donald Trump stops it because then he can claim that the border encounters are down, and then the news can report on it, and you can believe it. So you're 100% right. Border encounters are down, not border crossings. Border encounters are down, but that doesn't necessarily mean border crossings are down. And it doesn't mean that you're safer, and it sure as hell doesn't mean that he's getting rid of criminals.
Yeah, well, I'm looking up right now. Border crossings are down under Trump.
Okay, and who's reporting that?
Google.
Google is not a source.
Well, yes, it is. It says under President Trump, and Secretary Nome, border crossings are down 93%.
That's
year over
perfect. That sounds great. Can you tell me where that
Yeah.
information is from? Because Google is not a source.
year. Okay, I got it from like a Homeland Security. I don't know what it is.
Oh, so you got it from Kristi Noem.
I really don't know what the website is.
Okay. Sir, where we get our information is important, right? Do you know why where we get our information from is important?
Why?
Why? Because we need to be able to verify the information. Because anybody can start any website that can show up on Google and give any information, and there's no necessity for it to be factual, right? Like I could start a website, right, and be a big article titled "Border crossings have increased tenfold under the Trump administration," and then especially if I paid for freaking Google to put it up on the top, literally, okay, Google AI would pick that up and say that border crossings are 10 times as much as they were last year. All right. Because Google just finds information on the internet and then displays it up on you in an AI little chat form. Okay. Where we get that information is important. Like if we were getting things from like the Center of Immigration Control that said, Center for Immigration Studies that says, border crossings are at an all-time low, or CBP data, which I know that you don't have because we haven't released those numbers yet. And they said it's very low, and that is very reputable data. If Kristi Noem just says it on the Homeland Security website, that is not reputable data.
So what website should I go to then to have like the right information?
Well, it depends on what you're looking at. On this one, I would look at the CBP data. Personally, like I said, Center for Immigration Studies has great data on it also. Okay. But Kristi Noem has also said that hundreds of thousands of people have self-deported under Donald Trump's, self-deportation plan. And then about 12 different, independent agencies all looked into that data and found out that she was lying. But it says that on the Homeland Security site.
So why do you support Trump? Why do you support Trump? Yeah.
So do you think the border crossings are lower under Trump or no?
I do believe that personally. I believe that they're probably lower. Yeah. Right.
So
we have
Trump,
border.
He's still getting.
But sir, what I'm saying is if you stop
if it's
legal,
lower, that's good. Then you just admitted that it's lower.
Sir, if you stop legal migration, of course it's lower, but that's not a good thing.
Well, yeah, if you stop illegal migration, that's good, and that's what he's trying to do.
He stopped legal migration. That's why his numbers are so low. It's because he stopped legal migration. Border crossing, sir. A border crossing.
Crossing over the border.
Yeah, sir. You have to cross over the border to come here legally, or if you're not, it's still a border crossing regardless. You understand that, right? Like people
But
that
that's
come
a
here
crime. Crossing
legally.
the border
Yeah,
without
people.
permission is a crime.
Sir. Nowhere in there did you say criminally crossing the border. You just said border crossings.
Crossing the border is a crime. Are you trying
No,
to say it's not a crime or
crossing the
no?
border is only crossing the border is only a crime if you're not allowed to cross the border. But both of them are
You
are
mean not
so
allowed? Not allowed by who?
by the
What
law.
do you mean by not allowed?
By the law.
So who is allowed to cross the border?
Sir, let me make this very clear. Okay. I'm trying to make I'm trying to walk you down this. Okay. So please help me out here. Okay. If two people come across the border, one came here with no documentation and one came here under like a work visa, both of those are border crossings. They're still both
Yeah, so
border
one-
crossings. So when you say border crossings are down, I agree with you because even legal people that are coming here under visa programs, under asylum programs, under refugee programs, all of those people, okay, that should be coming to the United States because again, they're here under a legal status, right? With documentation under US code, under Title 8, right? All of those people that should be coming here legally are no longer coming here because of Donald Trump's policies, right? I mean, hell, even things like
Where did you get that
tourism
information
are
from?
way down, right? Well, that's from Donald Trump himself. They're
Where did you get that
specifically
information from?
Donald Trump
how do I know
himself,
that
but
is
also from
correct?
Customs and Border Protection, where we can see the drastic drop in legal border crossings.
No, where'd you get that information from?
I
though?
just told you two different sources, sir. Listen,
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry, sir. You don't have to get mad. I didn't hear
I'm
you.
not mad at
sorry.
all, sir. I'm just saying you keep repeating, give me a source, and I just gave them to you. Okay.
I
Customs
repeated
and
it
Border
one
Protection
time,
has
but I didn't hear
specifically
you.
talked about it. Pew Research Center has talked about it. Center for Immigration Studies has talked about it. Hell, Kristi Noem has even pretty much said that we've shut down asylum seeking in the United States, even out of her own mouth. So is Donald Trump, right? They've even specifically said that they're stopping legal border crossings.
So, do you think he's stopping illegal border crossings too, or no?
I mean, he's still stopping some, yeah. But I mean,
Yeah. So, do you think he's doing a better job than Biden?
Joe Biden was also stopping some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was saying, do you think he's doing a better job than Biden?
Do I think that he's doing a better job at Biden at what? At stopping undocumented
Stopping,
migration?
illegal border crossings.
I don't know if he's doing a
illegal
better
border
job
crossings.
as much as we're in a different situation, but I guess it depends on how you define better, sir. I think that's truly what it is. It's how you define better.
Crossing over?
I don't find it anytime that you have to treat people inhumanely or to treat people without respect or to jail people who have committed no crime. If that's what you have to do in order to slow, undocumented migration, then I don't think that's better at all. No, but that's me personally.
Yeah, well, I think he's doing a better job than Biden.
Okay,
Is
so
he-
you
I
believe
feel like- I think
So you believe
Yeah,
that treating people inhumanely, sending people to torture prisons, okay, creating concentration camps, all right? You
he's
think
saying people to torture camps.
torture prisons, yes, and concentration
Yeah,
camps.
oh, I didn't know
yes.
that.
Yeah,
Are you sure about that? Where'd you get
Yes.
that information from?
from Donald Trump. He told us.
From Donald Trump. He said he's going to send illegal immigrants to torture camps.
He literally bragged about sending them to CCOT.
Okay, I'll have to look that up after.
Yeah,
Because
he
that-
bragged
if
about
he said that, then
He bragged
If he
about
actually
sending
said
them
that,
to
then I
CCOT,
disagree with him.
right? He bragged about sending them to CCOT. Then when it was found out that he was sending them to CCOT, which is very, very well known for physical, mental, and sexual, abuse and torture techniques, right? In that country, right? That we're paying for. He brags about it, talked about how much of a wonderful deal it was that we were sending them over there, called them criminals when they had committed no crime and had not been indicted or, even charged with any crime, right? And then when there was an entire documentary, right, about the torture and the inhumane treatment that these people went through, Donald Trump made sure it never aired on television. He made sure that this huge 60 minutes episode that discussed specifically about the people that were sent to this torture prison was going to be aired on CBS. Donald Trump ensured, okay, that it would not hit television screens because he didn't want everybody in America to see just how bad of a person that he was and just how horrible he was being to these people.
So do you think it's okay to come over the border illegally?
Okay? What's okay, sir?
Do you think it should be allowed to come over the border illegally?
I think it should be allowed. No, I think we should have strong borders.
Yeah. So then I guess we agree then.
Yeah.
I just don't think people should come over illegally.
Yeah, sir. We can both agree to have strong borders, but let's be clear, okay? It's not a matter of okay or right, right? These are imaginary lines that were drawn in the sand. They were arbitrarily put in the ground where people were already living, made by a bunch of white Europeans who didn't belong here to begin with. Okay? So when it comes to okay doesn't really matter. This is not a moral argument, all right? Because if it was a moral argument, then technically there would be no border, all right? But as a nation as a whole, right? I believe that we should have strong borders, and that's just so we can make sure that we're not, more susceptible to things like terrorist acts and other things like that, right? I think that we should actually have stronger borders for just to make sure that we don't have, more, terrorist acts that happen in the future. Knowing who's here, I think, is important, right? And making sure they're not specifically sending people in to do harm to the United States, okay? However, right, the way that we do things matters. The way that we do things matters. And we should be able to shore up our border without building concentration camps and sending people to torture prisons. And if we can't do that, then I guess we don't deserve to have a strong border.
Okay, then I guess we agree then.
Well, sir, what I'm saying is what Kamala Harris's immigration policy is. That's what you're agreeing with, right? But you're saying you support Trump.
Well, no, I don't agree with their policy.
Well, I just described to you their policy, sir. And you just said,
Okay,
I agree. You already agreed to it. You can't unagree with it now that I've told you it's Kamala Harris's policy.
Yes, I can. I can correct myself.
Oh, gotcha. So it's a perfect policy unless a black woman does it. Then I don't like it at all. All right. But if it's just an arbitrary policy that Paulie's talking about, then it's perfect.
No, you're making stuff up.
That's not making stuff up, sir. That's exactly what you just said.
Black. I don't know. I never said it's because she's black. I don't know where you got that from.
I never said you said that.
You said that because she's black. I don't agree with it.
No, I'm saying she is black, and now you don't agree with it.
That's the same thing. You said she's black, so I don't agree with it.
No, it's not what I said.
What are you trying to say then?
I said when a black woman says it, then all of a sudden you don't agree with it. Is Kamala Harris a black woman?
I think she is. I'm not sure.
Well, she is. I'll inform you of that. When she is a black woman, okay, that's not anything that's debatable. And when the policy, when the policy wasn't attached to her, you agreed with the policy. The second that I attached it to her, you disagreed with it. Okay, you are a walking contradiction. All right. You don't get to agree with something and then not agree with it just because of the person who proposed it. Okay.
Well, it's not because of the person. It's because of all the illegal immigrants she let in. So let in millions of illegal immigrants.
Let in. How did she let in illegal immigrants?
Well, she's let them cross without doing anything about it.
How did she do that?
She didn't do anything about it.
What do you mean she didn't do anything about it, sir? She literally was in charge of one small piece of immigration, and she literally reduced asylum seeking in the United States by 50%.
Then why were there more illegal border crossings under her than under Trump?
Because we had a lot different situation at that time. Biden's rhetoric was not as strong on border crossings. And, he was a lot more inviting. That mixed with destabilization of the Northern Triangle and Venezuela, along with, lots of economic issues, regime changes and stuff that were happening down there. We had a huge cultural shift over there, and Biden's rhetoric was at first accommodating and then didn't do as much to address it, at the end where he's made some, I don't think the best decisions. All right. But let's be very clear. Those were Biden's words. Those were Biden's decisions, not Kamala Harris's. Okay. You're trying to attach blame where it doesn't belong and doesn't even fit. Kamala Harris's policies were strong. Biden's policies were not.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. I know this is kind of off topic, but what's one thing you agree with Trump on?
I don't like paper straws.
So that's the only thing you agree with him on?
You didn't say the only thing. You said name one thing, and I was letting you know I don't like paper straws. When he signed that executive order, kind of getting rid of plastic straws, I really had to. Well, sir, I'm explaining my position here. Okay, I just literally he signed it, and I was like. I like the turtles and everything, but I hate those just disintegrating straws. We're a great country over here, right? I think we should be able to, to invent straws that don't kill turtles, but also, don't dissolve in my mouth when I'm trying to enjoy iced coffee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm totally cool with getting rid of those.
I hate those paper straws too.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. There's something I agree with.
Yeah.
Would you like a second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Under him, we stopped having to take our shoes off for TSA, and I think that that's really awesome, right? Because
Yeah.
because really, I think we're really past the shoe bomber, right? Like I think we can all agree that we can all keep our shoes on right now, and I don't think anybody's afraid of that. Okay, yeah. But you see how these little tiny things that Donald Trump does that I'm like, okay, that's fine, right? Those are okay. In no way, shape, or form, anyway, outweigh the inhumane treatment that he is exhibiting towards other people, right? Not to mention that, the very racist or xenophobic comments that he makes about other people, calling immigrants, saying that immigrants poison the blood or vermin that poison the blood of the United States, or calling Somalian people garbage people who need to like go back to their country. Right, that's really bad stuff. Or the people that are being, having their children ripped away from them, their families ripped apart, being in detention for long periods of time in horrible conditions. Right, like I will gladly continue to drink out of paper straws. Okay, if those people stop being put in those horrible positions.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's like the main thing of why I support him. So.
Okay. Well, hopefully you learned a little something today, and it was a very nice conversation. I hope you have a wonderful day. All right.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep this thing going. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications so you know when I go live. And yeah, we'll keep on keeping on. I really appreciate y'all. If you'd like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, memberships, all that fun stuff, super fans, a live gift goal, which is yet to be touched over there. So if you guys like support, that's a great way to do it. Also, I do have all of my pay links in my bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics. So thank you so much. AM, thank you so much for the floating heart. Infamous, thank you so much for the Hail Satan. Can I get some 666s in the chat? Really appreciate you guys. Chase, thank you so much for the 2 jewels. Joe Dirt says kidnapping people and refusing access. Yes, absolutely. Horrible, horrible stuff. Yeah, just disappearing people is not worth my paper straws, even though I truly, truly do hate them. I truly, truly do. And Valador, thank you so much for the 5 gifted on top of that. Well, we're already at 10 members. I think we're at 11 new members today, plus an upgrade. Can we get the memberships up to 20 today? I think we can get these memberships up to 20 today before the day is over. Let's see if we can work on that, huh? Also, I said, as you guys are coming in, please, if you're on the TikTok, double tap that screen. Let's get this thing up to 100,000 likes. If you're over on the YTs, make sure you hit that like button. We are sitting at like 91 in a live of 437 people over there. So let's just go over, hit that like button, go to the page, whatever you gotta do, hit that like button and help support the live. That really means a lot to me. I appreciate you. Sorry, I wasn't taking that call in, but we'll see. We'll get some people in here. I actually just had a few callers. So. They kind of left. Sometimes when I have nice long conversations, they kind of run away. They get confused. Hello, how are you? Hello? Are you okay? Do you need to hit your life alert button? Are you all right? All right, guess not. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
35.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I don't support him, but I don't think he's literally a Hitler.
Oh no, he's not literally Hitler yet. But Hitler wasn't literally Hitler until he was.
No, Hitler was literally Hitler from 35 up until his political career.
Okay, so what made Hitler Hitler?
What made Hitler Hitler? It was World War I and being disenfranchised.
That's
by
not what
the,
I mean.
Mass government. I mean, if you want to actually talk about that, but comparing Trump to Hitler.
Well, sir. First of all, I'm not the one saying that Trump is Hitler, nor have I ever said that Trump is Hitler. You're the one coming up with the point. So don't say saying that he is. I never said he was.
Okay, so who do you compare him to?
What I said was Hitler wasn't always Hitler. Okay. What Hitler was
a fetus wasn't always a dog. What are you trying to say, man?
A fetus wasn't always a dog? I don't think a fetus ever was a dog.
Oh my God. Literally, that's how they're born, dude. They are fetuses.
Fetuses are born by being dogs first?
Oh my god. So I understand you do this for inflammatory
Sir,
reasons.
you just said fetuses used to be dogs.
That
is what you
when
said.
they're in the womb, they become fetuses, and then when they are born, they become another thing. It does.
Correct, sir. That would be dogs used to be fetuses. What you said were fetuses used to be dogs.
Same thing.
It is
Literally
not the same fucking thing. See, I used to be a fetus. Okay? Because at one point I was in a womb, so therefore I was a fetus. Okay? But no fetus has ever been me. Okay?
Yeah, but you're
That's
still
not
a
how
bitch,
that works.
So you are a
okay?
dog.
All right. Oh, so good one, sir. How long did it take you to think up that one? Did you and your sister wife write it down and say, "Wait, I can't wait to get on this guy's live to talk about it"?
No, it's not that. It's just like
Okay,
every time
perfect.
you come up in my doom scrolling, you always say
Literally no
really
one fucking cares.
inflammatory-
So what I was fucking
Okay.
saying was, sir, is that Hitler, okay, well before he was this, horrible dictator, well before, he committed, mass genocide and killed millions and millions of people, well before that, okay, he was just somebody with very anti-immigration stances, right? Somebody,
No, he wasn't.
yes, he was.
No, he was not.
I'm not asking your opinion.
How many history textbooks have you read?
Like so fucking many.
Okay. Oh my God. So fucking many.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a brilliant fucking thing to
Sir,
say.
I'm not
It's
talking.
like I have read.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry,
many
sir.
things.
Sorry. When you've read as many history books and textbooks as I have, you stop counting. Okay, you don't just go, "Oh, it's been 4 for me." See, after you've been through like entire graduate programs and stuff like that, you don't sit there and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I can't give you a number like 7. Okay, which I
That's why
assume
left
is the number.
academia.
Which I assume.
That's why I left academia,
sir,
because
which I assume 7,
encountering
sir, 7, which I assume is the total number of books that you've read total, and probably the number of pages that didn't have pictures on them inside of that. But I was talking about Hitler, so it's your turn to be quiet.
No, I've been quiet this entire time. Like you keep talking.
All right, well, I'll just make you quiet then, if that's how we need to do this, okay? Because I was literally in the middle of talking about Hitler and his immigration stances.
And I'm telling you,
I don't care what you have to say. I'm talking. You can speak when I'm finished. Thank you. Sir, you're muted. No one can hear you, okay? Thank you. So I'm going to go back to my sentence if that's all right. Yeah, your little homophobic stuff does not bother me in the slightest. All right. Mm-hmm.
oh my God. Okay, so why? Okay, I'll let you finish your point. I'll let you finish your point about Hitler being anti-immigration, which is wrong. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. So this is how you get your subscribers, yeah?
No, usually I get it by actually being able to speak about things that are actually important, but I have to have an adult.
No, you always
sir,
talk over people.
So as you talk over me, literally as you talk over me.
Yeah, no, because
sir,
you do it all the time. Every time I watch you.
All right, I'm muting you again. Sir, I need adults in the live to be able to talk about educational things. And you're acting like you're this many, okay? Probably you're acting about the age of the amount of books you've actually read in your entire life. Okay? So,
Nigga, I'm fucking
ready,
drunk. Your excuse is you're fucking retarded.
You said you're drunk, sir. It is noon.
For you.
Okay? Yep. No, if you are in this country, you should probably go see somebody.
No.
Okay. Anyways, Donald Trump's actually specifically actually even quoted Mein Kampf, right? He said that immigrants are the vermin that are poisoning the blood of the United States. That was actually specifically
he never said that.
He did say that.
No, he absolutely did not say that.
He did, though.
Go ahead. Continue your point.
He did, though. I'm trying to continue my point. But you see how every single time I say anything that you have to speak?
Yes, because you're wrong. Are you going to continue or?
We got a lot of work to do. You know, when they let, I think the real number is 15, 16 million
Hello?
people into our country. When they do that, we got a lot of work to do. They're poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done. They poison mental
Hello?
institutions and prisons all over the world, not just in South America, not just the 3 or 4 countries that we think about, but all over the world. They're coming into our country from Africa, from Asia, all over the world. They're pouring into our country. Nobody's even looking at them. They just come in. The crime is going to be tremendous. The terror.
Oh, no worries, sir. I was just playing the video where Donald Trump literally says it with his own mouth. As the one that you told me was a lie that never happened. I was just playing the video for all of these very nice
Oh, so
people
you
to
played-
hear. Anyways,
So you played something out of context? Okay, cool. Cool. I like how your people do
it's
that.
funny how you can't hear it nor see it. Okay. And you're saying it's out of context. Okay. How could you possibly know that it's out of context if you don't know what I played?
No, because you people done
That
this
was
for
a
the past,
that was an
8
actual
years.
question, sir. Sir, how can something you tell me something's out of context when you don't know what I played?
I didn't say the specific clip you pulled up was out of context. I'm just saying you always take him out of context.
Gotcha. So we're gonna go ahead and go with that wasn't out of context. Okay, it wasn't. He specifically said illegal immigrants are poisoning the blood of the United States. Okay, that's what he said. Okay,
I know that ABC quote. Yeah,
that
no, that's
ABC
completely
quote.
wrong.
You mean his
Yeah, that's
rally?
completely wrong. No.
Yeah, that wasn't on ABC, bud. It's on tape. At his rally.
Yeah. Everything's on tape until you take it into context.
Sure. If you had actually watched the video, you'd see that I actually did put all the context ahead
Well,
of it.
I can't rate meow. 'Cause
Yeah,
don't
I
have
know you
Wi-Fi.
can't, sir. And not like it would matter. Your freaking nose is so far up Trump's ass, I don't think you'd be able to hear it. Okay?
No, I don't.
So-
no, I'm not a fan of Trump. I just don't think
Sir,
he's
I
literally
don't
Hitler.
care. I am a fan of you being quiet. Perfect,
Man,
sir.
you fucking
So,
argue-
when
you argue
Donald
worse than my
Trump
wife, man.
says, okay, that immigrants are poisoning the blood of the United States, he is directly quoting Hitler. He's directly quoting Hitler because Hitler had the exact same views on immigrants, right? He actually specifically used immigrants, he used Jews, he used those people as scapegoats, saying that they were the reason for Germany's problems. Actually, specifically, if you look at Make America Great Again, that originally was Make Germany Great Again back in the 1930s, and from an economic recovery after World War I, okay? So, we are not talking about what we'll call, the end of Hitler's term after all of the horrific things he did. We're talking about the early beginning horrible stuff that he did. And a lot of that stuff, not all of it, a lot of that is very similar to the rhetoric and the things that Donald Trump is doing, including building the, things like alligator Alcatraz and other things like that, sending people to CCOT, right? Building, ICE, which was actually very similar to a specific police force that was in Germany. There are massive similarities. At the same time, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is Hitler, nor do I even think that we live in a situation where he has the ability to be, nor do I believe that the United States would ever allow that to happen, because I believe the American people would be a lot more likely to stand up. We were in a stronger state, where Germany, okay, was in a weakened state, so they were more susceptible to things like that. Okay, if you do, by just ignoring, all right, the similarities is just ignorance at its finest.
Your knees must be fucking aching from jumping to all those conclusions. So you're going to say the same thing for Mao or Stalin? Because they were pretty Hitler-like.
Sorry, I'm still taken aback by your just wonderful joke.
Are you going to say the same thing about Mao or Stalin or fucking?
I heard you.
Yeah. Are you going to say anything about them? They're pretty Hitler-like, right?
They have their own horrible things, and yeah, there are some comparisons, sure.
I just don't think Trump is literally Hitler.
And I
Yes,
literally
there are-
just specifically said that I don't think that either.
Will you let me finish? Because I let you finish.
Sir, who is
Will you
saying
let
that?
me finish?
Who is saying that? If you could just tell me who's saying that, because I'm not saying it, and you're not saying
Abby
it,
Phillips
so who's
on
saying it?
Abby Phillips on CNN.
Who the fuck is that?
Exactly.
So then why the fuck do I care who he or she said, what he or she says?
Because fucking normies listen to her.
Literally no one listens to CNN. So
Literally normies, the fucking boomers that fucking turn on the TV don't even listen.
are
and they
you
just
not
put
a
it on for
boomer?
background noise. No, I'm 35, dog.
Oh, you sounded like a boomer. I just assumed you were one. That's on me. I shouldn't have made that
Just
assumption.
because I can't afford RAM right now doesn't mean I'm a boomer.
Your jokes are somehow getting worse. That's what's impressive. Like they're actually. How about you just leave the jokes to me, okay? How about you just leave the jokes to like the side and like I'll deal with the jokes, okay?
I mean, you are a joke, but nah. Anyway, no, that was a cheap one.
Again, you're not doing very good at this, sir. Okay.
No. If I'm gonna make a joke, I gotta make a good one. Anyway,
And when are you gonna start?
Anyway. Oh, damn, that was actually cool. That was actually a good one.
Okay, well, I'm going to move to the next caller.
No, wait, no, I still wanted to.
No, wait, no, please, no. Do you need a friend or something, big dog?
No, I'm just drunk and fucking happy as shit.
All right.
Like,
Well,
my
why
wife's
don't
going
you?
to work, so
Why? I am sure that for some reason there is somebody someplace that loves you. Please go call them. Okay.
oh man, are you gonna cry? You sound like you're crying.
Again, sir, the jokes are not landing. All right, you're not doing very good.
No,
at this.
it's not a joke.
So,
you legitimately sound upset.
have a wonderful day. Okay, and I think there is an AA meeting that you could be headed to. All right. So, bye bye.
Okay.
All right. Woo. Guys, I have not hidden. Y'all know I love to have a freaking cocktail or two. All right, but goodness gracious. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. So I really appreciate that. Pay links are in the bio, all that fun stuff. Yeah, all that good stuff. Live gift goal, all that fun stuff. I appreciate it. CB, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate that. And Nick Knack, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, can you real quick explain to certain people in the chat how immigrants paying into tax benefits all of the country? I explain that pretty often. I mean, I do it real quick. Of course, immigrants paying into the tax system when they cannot receive any of that tax money because it's, out of because they don't receive social safety nets is, of course, a net benefit to a lot of things, including Social Security and all other types of benefits. So, yeah, I mean, that's the real quick one. But I'm sure we'll get into a little bit more of that. Thank you so much, Nick Knack. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I don't. I'm like right on the fence, man, as far as everything goes. I just wanted to come on here because I've seen a lot of Trump supporters get really fucking ridiculous and say a bunch of really stupid things. If Donald Trump comes out to be an like full on, fully proved in court, like everything becomes evident that he was involved in everything with Epstein and is a pedo. Yeah, get rid of the fucking guy and put him in prison. That's ridiculous for people. I've heard one guy say, we need to somehow try to support that. Also, I want to say that like everything going on right now with what's going on with immigration, I don't think a lot of people signed up for that who supported Trump. And I also want to say that even though immigration is a problem, I do believe that we need to get rid of a lot of illegal immigrants and illegal welfare fraud and stuff like that. That there is a humane way to do it. So I'm not like, I just wanted to come on here and say, like, yes, I am a Trump supporter. I support Republican policies, but I'm not like a diehard going to support him if he turns into a Nazi crazy pedophile, which it seems to be going down that line. So I just want to make it very clear, not all Republicans and people who support Republican policies are going to back everything that MAGA supporters support.
Yeah, see, sir, and let me be very clear on this. Okay, so let's start there. I have a hard time believing that. Okay, and here's why. Okay, you're like, oh, if he's found out to be guilty of all this horrible stuff, then I won't support him. Well, sir, he was already found to be guilty of 34 felony counts before you voted for him. He was already adjudicated in court to have sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll, and y'all still voted for him, right? So even when his crimes are proven in court, right, they're proven, okay, you guys still support him. So why would I believe, all right, that you're going to stop
Well, you do
stop
have to
supporting him
understand that
for
there's a lot of
these crimes?
information going out too against that, trying to prove all that wrong. So you have to. I'm with you on as far as like I'm not for Trump, and I didn't vote for Trump because of everything that was going on. I didn't vote for him. I let the country decide because I was like, I don't fucking know right now. So I'm not like a Trump supporter like that. I support Republican policies as far as what we're doing for, you know, the middle class and the private sector job force and stuff, but I don't support pedophiles and that kind of shit, dude. I understand why people chose Trump, but did I choose him? No. Am I a Trump supporter? Not really. I support more of like his administration as far as some of the policies other than the immigration and stuff like that. But I just wanted to say that it's not, I'm also considered a conservative libertarian. So as far as like my test goes, so it's like, I lean towards Republican policies right now, but it's not like overall what I believe in. We should go to like all the way to the right.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is, sir, is that Republican policies are the policies right now that are hiding the Epstein files. Right, that's what they are. Republican policies right now are the ones that have us at the worst unemployment rate in 4 years. Right, Republican policies right now have someone like Donald Trump.
The unemployment rate comes from the cutting of all the government employees.
No, it does not. That's accounted for less than 10% of them. We've lost almost 1 million jobs this year.
But that's what I mean, though. Is there's different information coming out from different places, so you're getting that information. But if you go to someone, you know how the algorithm works, right?
This isn't an algorithm thing, sir. This was released by the Trump administration and the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is, like, when you look at this kind of stuff, but like when you look up stuff, not everybody's going to go to the web. People like watch things like people like you and stuff to get their information, and then they research it, right? So it's like you get pushed information. A lot of these people are hearing that, oh, all those jobs were government employees that were cut, and actually there's 700,000 private sector jobs that are being, and they're all American citizens and stuff. So, like, I understand where you're coming from and why you're so frustrated, because it's absolutely asinine to just take it point like face blank and not hear what somebody else has to say, like you. And I get that. It's like I understand where you're coming from, but not everybody is completely, you know, racist and against people and want to cleanse everything and that, like, you know, it's not like nationalism and all that shit. Not everybody who supported this was going for that. And there's a lot of people that are backing out because they didn't support that. So I just want to say, like, you know, it's not, you know, it's not just Republicans are evil or Democrats are evil. I honestly think citizens of America, Republican or Democrat, aren't the problem. I really do believe it's people in government, whoever they may be, whatever side they are. And I think there's a lot of people involved, not just Republicans and Democrats. And I'm honestly, like, I'm trying to figure out what do you think we should do as a people, because it's so bad, you know.
Stop voting in fascist. Stop.
Well,
No.
Second Amendment
Sir,
right was given to overthrow the government in these positions.
It was not. It was absolutely not. But regardless of that, okay, that was in no way, shape, or form the intent of the Second Amendment. So let's start there, okay. But second of all, okay, we have to stop voting in fascist, felon, fucking like rapists. Okay, that's where we start. Okay, right now, okay, there are millions of pages of Epstein files, right, that the Democrats this entire year, okay, have been trying to get them to release, all right, and the Republicans are stopping them, all right. Right now, okay, our middle class is shrinking significantly. Right now, okay, we are about to go with war with Venezuela while we're also doing military attacks in Nigeria. Okay, we're closer to war than we were before, right? We're at less peace than we were before. We're at a worse economic stance than we were before, right? We're at a worse moral stance, unless you support the Epstein files, than we were before, right? Nothing within our system, whether it's economically, whether it's socially, whether it's on an international stage, none of those things are better. And the only people to blame for them right now is Republicans, because they have the executive, they have the House, and they have the Senate, and hell, they even have the judiciary, because it's an overwhelmingly conservative Supreme Court right now. Okay, so literally all of those things to blame are on Republicans right now. Period. Point blank. You don't get to say anything about Democrats. Democrats don't have a singular piece of control of a goddamn thing in this entire country. All right. So this is what you get. Okay. Hold on. No, hold on. This is what you get. Okay, when you're in charge of everything. This is what the Trump has not been able to do, and Trump has been trying to figure out how to do the entire time. This is why he continually tries to blame Joe Biden for everything that happened over a freaking year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. He's still blaming Joe Biden for things that are happening right now because he does not know how to legislate. He does not know how to be president. He doesn't know how to execute the laws of the United States. He doesn't know how to abide by the Constitution. He doesn't know how to make life better for Americans. He doesn't know how to create jobs. He doesn't know how to do any of these things. All he knows how to do is
Can I speak?
When I'm finished, I let you go on forever. Why are you having such a hard time with me speaking, sir?
I did not go on for this long.
Sir, patience is a virtue, okay? Self-control is also one. Okay, I let you go and 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 go, and now I am responding, and you just seem to not be able to allow me to do so.
Well, you're giving a lot of topics. I mean, it's
so did
kinda
you.
hard to, I mean, I'm trying to start from the top.
You gave a lot of topics. That's why it's taking me so long to respond.
All right, sorry about that. I apologize.
Regardless of any of that, sir, Republican policies are the ones that are doing that. And you, by saying, I don't know who's better for this country and abstaining from voting, when one person... Nope.
I would like to say why.
You can say why when I'm finished explaining what I'm even talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, you deciding to not to abstain from voting when one person, okay, again, was a felon. One person has been adjudicated of sexual assault. Okay, one person sent us into a recession in his last presidency. One person freaking had no ability to lead in his first presidency, allowing leading to the deaths of millions of people. Okay, you're looking at someone like Donald Trump and then going, I just don't know who's worse because Kamala Harris is what and what exactly did Kamala Harris do that was even in the ballpark of being close to that?
Can I? Okay, are you done, or do you want me to? Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm serious. Like, can I talk now, or?
Yes, I am finished talking now.
Okay, so I just wanted to explain as far as you okay. So I'm 28 years old. I grew up as a very, very liberal, very democratic person from a young age. I was raised that way. Anyways, so I grew up in California. I struggled a lot with mental illness. I struggled a lot with drug addiction. I struggled a lot with different things in my life. And there were resources that I was in need of in California that I was not able to get because of how much fraud and bullshit was going on in California. It got to a point that I was so bad in California because of the policies that were put in place that I moved to Texas and had to start over. And since then, I've been able to get my life together. And all the things that are going on, there's been like billions of dollars of fraud in Somalia, billions of dollars of fraud in California. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I get that 100%. But the amount of like democratic, like convoluted bills that they put that funded money into NGOs' pockets and like made Obamacare ridiculous. I have never been able to afford Obamacare. My quotes have always been $1,000 or more because of my conditions and medications that I take. So I've always had to pay for everything out of pocket. And I've never been able to afford things until Trump got in the office, and everything around me has emptied out because of the illegals leaving their Section 8 apartments and stuff. And everything's been like opened up, and I've been able to get a nicer apartment. My job has increased because I work in the kitchen industry, which is the illegals leaving has affected that. So I see what you're saying, but it's like there's things that are benefiting people, that people are experiencing, that are like good things in their life from these policies. So, and there's been years of democratic policies that have only helped low-income people who refuse to work or illegal immigrants.
Let's
and
stop you there.
I can tell you from someone who's lived I've lived in the system, and all you see at the welfare office is illegals. There's no Americans in welfare offices.
Sir.
So, and I've been across a few of them across the state.
Hey.
So it's just what you see on firsthand experience.
Yeah,
dude.
and I've also lived in this world. How old did you say you were?
28.
28. Cool. So I've seen quite a bit more life than you have. Okay. So let's be very clear. First of all, undocumented immigrants don't qualify for Section 8 housing. Okay. Doesn't exist.
Yes, they do.
All right. They do not.
There's a flaw
Sir,
inside of it.
I'm
There's a flaw
I'm not,
inside of
sir,
it. They get
sir,
subsidies
sir,
to buy homes,
sir,
and they get low income.
Sir,
They
sir,
get low
I'm not
percentage loans
hey,
on their housing.
Hey, I'm not asking your opinion.
I have people that I have
I
Mexicans
don't
that
care.
can literally come on and talk to
Okay?
you about what they
'Cause
get.
that-
I have friends that have done this. I'm friends with illegals. Just because I disagree with immigration doesn't mean I don't know illegals or I completely segregate myself from them. I worked and
Well, guess
lived
what, sir?
with
I
illegals
also
for
know
the
people
past
with
10
mental
years.
illness, and a lot of it. And considering I also grew up in California, and I have a little brother who's a paranoid schizophrenic. Okay, so I have been very intimately involved with California's system when it comes to mental health care, when it comes to drug care, when it comes to all of those things. And guess what? My little brother in California gets some of the best care that exists, and gets it when coming from a very not rich family. We don't have money. I don't have money, right? We didn't grow up with money. We grew up actually very on the low end of everything, and he's able to get very, very, very good care for the things that he needs, right? When it comes to both his drug issues that he's had and his mental health issues, being a schizophrenic. So you saying that somehow California has been so flooded, okay, that people
Okay,
that
well,
American.
what about my niece who
I
has
know,
physical problems who hasn't been?
All right, I'm muting you now, sir. I'm muting you now. I'm muting you now because I'm tired of you cutting me off, sir. I am muting you now because I'm tired of being cut off. Thank you. Okay, so you coming up here with this bullshit lie saying that somehow Donald Trump has deported so many migrants that somehow the mental health system is somehow better is a joke. Okay, it's just not true. Second of all, Donald Trump hasn't even deported that many undocumented immigrants that would have even had that effect. Okay, it's literally he's at like freaking 1 or 2% of undocumented immigrants in this country. He's not even really even at the point of what Biden did over his presidency. Not even close. Okay. So if that was the case, that deporting undocumented immigrants somehow just made all of these things 10 times better, then you would have seen this incredible increase under the Biden administration, because Biden did a lot more deportations than Donald Trump has. Okay. Like a lot more. Donald Trump just talks about it more. Okay. And he goes after specifically people that are doing things legally, that are trying to do things the right way, that are actually working, that are paying their taxes and all that sort of stuff. Okay. But let me be very, very clear. Undocumented immigrants don't qualify for what you call welfare, or what I call social safety nets in this country. They don't qualify them unless you're in specific states like California, in which they qualify for things like Medicaid or CalMed, Medi-Cal, whatever it's called, like Medi-Cal, I think, where you're in certain states that do allow it, and that's for the benefit of all people, because it would actually cost more in tax dollars if they didn't. Okay, that's why it's important, all right? But this whole like your life is better because of immigrants thing is a joke, sir. And you're literally just up here just saying bullshit to try to convince other people that your life is somehow better because of this, when it's truly, truly not. You said you work in a kitchen, and let's be very clear, we actually can see the kitchen, like the data for hospitality and the restaurant industry in the United States, and we actually see that when we actually have more migrants in the United States, we actually have more restaurant jobs for Americans, right? Almost to a 1-to-1 level, where literally the more migrants we have within it, we have more restaurant jobs. All right. So this is just like some crazy. If you enjoy Texas more than you enjoy California, that's totally fine. I have friends that have moved from Texas to California, and that's totally fine. Okay. But Donald Trump is not doing any of this stuff by getting all these people off of this fraudulent care. He's not doing it.
Am I muted?
Yep.
All right. So I just wanted to just say that the House Budget Committee in 2024, Center of Immigration Studies and CIS in 2022, estimated that around 59% of households headed by unauthorized immigrants use at least one major welfare program, much higher than native-born households.
Okay. Let me see your data. Center for Immigration Studies says what?
Committee. The House of Budget Committee.
Oh, that's not
House
anything. You said Center for Immigration Studies.
And the Center for Immigration Studies in 2022.
All right. Well, you can tell me the Center of Immigration Study. The House Budget Committee has no necessity to be real, to tell the truth. They have no requirement to be truthful.
Okay. Well, what about the Center of Immigration Studies?
I do trust the Center of Immigration Studies, so let's see what they have. I'm totally okay with that. Center for Immigration Studies says what?
Estimate. It's a 2022 estimate, Center of Integration Studies.
It's 2024 a second ago, but
estimated
that's okay.
For households headed by the unauthorized immigrants.
Let's take a look.
It was a loophole when they were trying to get rid of welfare for illegals. There was a little loophole in the wording of it that was allowed to be used for illegal
Yeah,
immigrants.
actually, specifically in here, it says immigrants. It never says undocumented immigrants. It never says illegal immigrants. It says
It
immigrants.
says unauthorized immigrants right
Where?
here. On their
Here, I'll just search for it. That's fine.
It's on the cis.org/richwine/welfare dash. This is confusing. It's the source 2022 SIPP. It's got all of it right here. It says 59% of households headed by an illegal immigrant
It's actually funny here.
welfare.
Right here, compared to U.S.-born illegal headed household use every program at statistically significantly higher rates than the U.S.-born, except for SSI, TANF, and housing. It literally says right here they don't use housing.
Well, it's still welfare, cash, and food that they get. They still get a
Right here.
drastic amount. It's more than everybody else. Medicaid. I don't want to be paying for people that aren't from here.
Sir, I already said that the only places, there's only certain states in which they can use Medicaid because Medicaid is state ran. And the reason why they do that is because it actually saves the state's money. And it saves the taxpayer money. Because of EMTALA laws.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just not what I've experienced. But like, and then again, I'm all for getting rid of Trump and having somebody else in there.
There's another point I want to make in here because this is what I was actually looking for to actually show what this is talking about. This whole study, before we get confused on what this study is saying, this study is not saying that undocumented immigrants get these welfare programs. Okay. It specifically uses the word households, and it uses it many, many times in here. And I knew this is what I was going to say, which is exactly why I wanted you to pull it up. Okay. Indicates households headed by illegal immigrant. It says households. The reason for that is the high use of welfare by illegal immigrant headed households may seem implausible. Oh, shoot. May seem implausible. However, there are certain things to consider. First, more than half of illegal immigrant households have one or more U.S.-born child. Okay, so the household is getting the welfare programs because there's a U.S. citizen in there, and the U.S. citizen and the U.S. citizen. Sir, do not interrupt me. I am reading your source. The U.S. citizen is the one that is getting the use of these programs, not the undocumented immigrants. Okay. Then it goes into second, many states offer Medicaid directly to undocumented illegal immigrants. For example, a dozen states offer Medicaid to all low-income children, regardless of immigration status, and even more states provide it to all low-income pregnant women, again, without regard for legal status. Which again was specifically what I said. I said that the certain states that allow the use of Medicaid by undocumented immigrants are the ones that are actually getting that. And that's for financial reasons for those specific states because Medicaid is ran by them. Okay. We can actually go third. Illegal immigrant children have the same eligibility as citizens for free subsidized school, lunch, breakfast, and WIC under federal law. So literally what it's saying is when it's talking about these welfare programs, it is talking about literally children in school getting lunches. Okay. That's this. I don't want my tax dollars paying for children to be able to eat lunch. That's what we're talking about here. Fourth, 6 states allow SNAP benefits to illegal immigrants under certain circumstances. Fifth, several million illegal immigrants have work authorization, which provide for Social Security number with an EITC eligibility. Those includes DACA, TPS, many applicants for assignment, and those granted a suspension or deportation without withholding removal. So those people that they're talking about are all legally here because they fall under DACA, TPS, or asylum laws. 6, prior research indicates the overwhelming majority of illegal immigrants have no education beyond high school, and as a result, a very large share of illegal immigrants have low enough to qualify for welfare. Finally, it should be remembered that the jobs for these welfare bureaucracy is to help income residents receive the welfare for which they are eligible. So that is the actual reasoning behind what you were saying. First of all, this entire thing is skewed in its wording because it says illegal household, head of household, right? When in actuality it's the U.S. citizen they're getting it. And it goes into welfare programs such as providing school lunches in states that provide school lunches, or Medicaid, which literally saves these states money, which is the reason why they provide it. Okay? So this whole thing about them
That's where they
living
disagree.
off
They
of
come-
welfare,
whether or
doing
not
all
these
these
citizens are
things, blah blah. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
I know, but that's it. That's what the whole problem was whether or not we agree these citizens are citizens because they were born here, or with their parents being illegals. That's been a whole argument during this whole
It's not.
thing. And another thing is the
It's
amount
not.
of fraud that
They're
we're
citizens.
finding. Look at Somalia. Just look
It's
at
not.
Somalia's fraud right now.
It's not.
And all the programs
Yeah.
that we were the
Those-
welfare that we
That
they
fraud
funded
came
in
from
Somalia.
that
how much
fraud
fraud
came from
was.
U.S. citizens.
That didn't come from U.S. citizens.
It did come from
Somalians.
no. It came from Somalian U.S. citizens, U.S. citizens of Somalian heritage, U.S. citizens.
No, it's Somalians, dude.
It is
you're
not Somalians. Okay, that'd be like saying like I'm not just because my dad was Irish. Be like, oh, Paulie's not American. He's Irish because his genealogy goes back to Irish and African American people in the past. They're American citizens, sir. They're American citizens.
So it's people who came here from Somalia, became citizens through a defunct bullshit system, and then used the welfare system to fund horrible crime and send billions of dollars back to Somalia.
Yeah.
So whether or not the
that
citizens
defunct
or not,
system called the
they have
14th Amendment.
The status of citizenship doesn't mean anything, dude.
That-
Ilhan Omar married her
defunct-
half brother to
Sir,
get him to become a citizen. He was 18 when-
Shh. All right, I'm muting you again. Sir, that defunct system that you were talking about is called the 14th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. Okay? That, regardless of what it was created for, sir, it says that freaking you can be naturalized in the United States. That's not a defunct system. If you don't like the Constitution, then I suggest, sir, you're muted. No one can hear you. If you don't like the Constitution, okay, then I suggest Donald Trump calls for a constitutional Congress and changes it. Okay, but until then, yeah, weren't you? Yeah, which is exactly what we should do with the Second Amendment. But which they should also do with the Second Amendment. But regardless of any of that, okay.
No, we should not get rid of the Second
Oh no,
Amendment.
you just said the 14th Amendment is just an amendment, so we can just change it and make another amendment. Isn't that what you just said?
If it got out of hand,
Did you forget? We have had almost 400 mass shootings in the United States. There is not an industrialized nation on the planet that has the level of gun violence that we have. You don't call that out of hand?
No.
Oh, okay. So you have no idea what the fuck you're fucking talking about, sir. Yes, amendments can be changed. Yes, amendments can be abolished. That's what is required in a constitutional Congress, which is what I said Donald Trump should call for if he has such a problem with it. Okay, but you don't get to just say the 14th Amendment. You don't like it because it's out of hand. Okay,
Isn't happened by legal gun owners. Just so you know, gun violence happens by
I
criminals.
don't give a shit who
and
it's done by,
criminals.
sir. Do we or do we
Yeah,
not have
it
a
does
gun
matter,
violence?
'cause criminals
Sir,
are still gonna
sir.
get guns whether or not.
That's
or
funny.
not. Go to any,
you know what's funny?
Go to any.
Hey, you know what's funny? They don't in places where guns are illegal.
Really? Do you know that the most gun crime is in places where there is a gun ordinance that you're not allowed to carry them in gun ordinance areas
Incorrect.
in cities like I think it's like Chicago or something.
Australia.
There's more gun
Yeah.
crime in those places than
Aus-
anywhere else.
Yeah, Australia has had 8 mass shootings. In
No, I'm talking about America.
No, sir. The reason, sir, listen.
That's it. They have a completely
Listen,
different history, completely
child,
different makeup, completely
man,
different
child on the other
civilization.
end of my live. Be quiet. Adults are talking.
We're not Australia.
Be quiet. Thank you. They've had 8 mass shootings in over a decade since they freaking outlawed guns. The United States has had over 350 this year. Don't tell me that making guns illegal doesn't get rid of the gun problem, because it does. And it's done it in every country that has done it. The reason why it doesn't happen in the United States is because the places where the gun laws are so strict have the highest level of gun violence, because they go and get their guns from places where they're less strict and bring them back, because it doesn't work to do it in a singular region of a country. It only works to do it in the entire country. Okay? Which is why, like you said, if things get out of hand, quiet, child, quiet, child, quiet, child, quiet. You're muted. Sir, you cut me off again. I'm hanging up this fucking phone. You cut me off again. I'm hanging up this phone. Do you hear me? Cut me off again. I'm hanging up this phone. Okay? I am sick and tired of you acting like a petulant child. Okay, you're the ones who said the word. You're the one. If we have an amendment, and it's an amendment, it was an addition, so it can be taken away if things are under control. That's the only reason I'm even talking about this thing. Okay, sir? That's the only reason I'm even talking about it. All right. And if Donald Trump wants to go and get rid of the 14th Amendment, it wouldn't surprise me, because he already is talking about denaturalizing U.S. citizens, and he doesn't want people to be U.S. citizens that aren't white, which sounds like what you want. Okay, but regardless of any of that, sir, he would have to call a constitutional Congress, and until he does, which he won't, because it won't fucking pass. Okay, people that are born within the jurisdiction of the United States are U.S. citizens. Period. Point fucking blank. There is no argument to be made about it. All right, that's it. But I am sick and tired of talking to you because you're annoying as hell. Okay, so I'm going to move on to another caller. Sound good?
All right, man. Have a good day.
Yep. Goodness gracious. Every time I started a sentence. Every single time. CJ, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Don, thank you so much for the $2. Said release the files. Yo, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on notifications if you're new here. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's very, very sweet, and it really means a lot to me. All right. If you like to support the live, I do have super chats as I'm throwing up here right now. I had memberships as CJ just gifted 5 of. We need 5 more to actually hit the goal of 20 today. So if you'd like to become a member or gift memberships and help me hit that goal, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Don says, release the files, stop hiding evidence. Yeah, they'll just black out a whole bunch of them. Don, thank you so much for the $2. Said Trump scamming and brainwashed American for files. Yeah, 100%. Corbin, thank you so much for the floating heart. Nick Knack, thank you so much for the This Is Whack. I appreciate that. Or no, This Is Whack. That's your name. For the floating heart, I appreciate that. Soy Boy, thank you so much for the 100. Shush. Thank you so much for the Obamacare prices based off of income. 100%. And let's also, like, real quick, I just want to, just throw that out there. All right. No one's saying Obamacare is perfect. I'm just tired of Donald Trump saying he's going to get rid of it. When he has no plan to replace it with anything. That's a problem. But I think a lot of people are going to see their rates going to go up very, very soon, and we're going to see that in firsthand knowledge. Jackson, thank you so much for the New Year's Eve. Freddie, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate it. That said, great drug addiction, mental health schooling, Polly. Bravo. Oh, thank you. I don't get to talk about that very often, so that was a good one. I really enjoyed that, Freddie. So thank you so much. Latifa, thank you so much for the $5. Says Paulie put his evidence on save because that one complete dunked the whole I don't want to pay for illegals. Yeah. If you're gonna give me a source, you better have read the whole thing. Okay? Because there is nothing I like more when doing this. Nothing I like more. Nothing. Than beating you with your own source. There is nothing I love more. It's my literal favorite thing to do. All right. So I appreciate that guy providing a source that I was able to use against him pretty much immediately. Chase, thank you so much for the 2 jewels. Colin, thank you so much for the 6-7. I appreciate that. And Raging Butterfly, thank you so much for the 6-7. I really appreciate that also. We're going to open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. Valador, thank you so much for the 5 gifteds. To hit that goal. I'm excited we got to the 20. I really appreciate that. Y'all, if you could do me a favor, as you're there, if you're in the TikTok side, can we get this thing up to 200,000 likes? I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you're in the YouTube side, can you guys go and hit that like button also? We have like almost 600 people in there, and there's only 182 likes in there. If you could hook that up, I really appreciate that. One of the people that's got a membership was Kelly Quinn, and I thought it was Kellen Quinn, and I got like really excited. If you guys know who Kellen Quinn is, but anyways, also Neil, Eve, Lude, and Derek, welcome to the team. Congratulations on those memberships. I really appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
And I want to get it clear. I do not worship him. I support him.
Well, I mean, at this point, if you still support him, you worship him.
No, that doesn't mean that you worship him.
Thank you so
There's
much,
a lot of
Valdor.
stuff that he does.
Real quick, can we
that
get a
I
bunch
do
of
not
W's in the
agree
chat for everybody who supported a second ago? I totally apologize for that. I was trying to get to a phone call. Y'all, can we get big W's in the chat for Valador for the 5 gifted and Freddie and everybody who supported on that last one? I really appreciate that. Sorry, what were you saying? I do apologize. My fault.
Yeah. So when I say when you support him, you don't follow everything that he does or support everything that he does. But some of his regimens you will support. So, for example, with the bombing in the Caribbean, I don't think he has to bomb it. We need to stop the drugs coming in the country, so he could deploy the Navy, and stop them from bringing the drugs in. Confiscate the drugs and show yes, these are Venezuelan citizens who are transporting drugs into the country.
So let's be very clear.
When I say I support him,
yeah,
it's not like, oh, I worship him. Oh, yeah, bomb them Venezuelans. No.
Here's why I say you worship him. Okay. The smallest bit of research into that shows that our drug problem is not coming from Venezuela, right? Less than 10% of the cocaine that comes to the United States even comes through Venezuela whatsoever, right? So bombing boats 2,000 miles away from the American coast with boats that would need at least 7 to 8 gas stops in order to get here easily, right? With not 7 or 8 stops in between that, who are going in the direction that's not the United States is not stopping the drug problem. Okay, so let's start there. All right. Second of all, the literal White House chief of staff came out and said specifically that Donald Trump is not bombing these boats due to a drug war. He's doing it because he wants regime change in Venezuela. All right. So that's what I mean when I say that it's a worship thing, because you're repeating the rhetoric that Trump is saying, right? Even though what he's saying doesn't make any sense. Do I believe that we have a drug problem in the United States? Yes. Do I think that we should do things to stop that, to stop that drug problem, to, hinder it, to make sure we get less drugs in the United States? Absolutely. I believe that. Is bombing boats 2,000 miles away and boats that can't reach here and aren't headed in our direction from a country that is not providing even a smallest minority of drugs into this country? No, that is not helpful at all. He's just trying to freaking do regime change because he wants oil in Venezuela.
Okay, and we can say that he wants oil in Venezuela or whatever. He's the president. He can look for whatever regimen he wants. But the big thing that he's posting is not even posting. Is just, you just said he want a regimen change in Venezuela. So he can do whatever he wants.
Regime change.
So, and you saying that I worship him, I literally just told you. Don't put words in my mouth. I literally just told you that, yes, he can do whatever he wants. But what we're seeing is that he's trying to get the American citizens first. And just a while ago, I was just kind of just watching your stream before, and you were saying, oh, this is about illegal immigrants. I'm a legal immigrant. I'm from Jamaica. I'm not from here. And when I see people who are just like, oh, this, that, and not understanding what it means to be from a second world country and actually be in a first world country and actually have the opportunities that you don't have in these second world countries, and seeing that there's actually someone in the presidency who's actually saying, oh, I want to help my own people first, it's insane.
Sir,
because if somebody came to Jamaica, no, let me finish. If somebody came to Jamaica and was
let's
like,
go, dude.
Go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, Donald Trump cannot do whatever he wants. I don't know why you said that.
I never said he can do whatever he wants.
I'm sorry, chat. Did he not say Donald Trump can do whatever he wants about 5 times a second ago? Okay. Am I losing? Am I losing my mind here? This guy just said Donald Trump can do whatever he wants. He said it multiple times. Okay. That right there, sir, okay, is worship, right? If you believe that the president of the United States can do whatever he wants, okay, that is worship. Okay, that's what that is.
And you know why I said that?
Because you believe it, because you worship him.
No,
that's
because
why.
Here's the thing: there is also a judicial. We have all the systems in place to stop him from doing whatever he wants. He can't just do whatever he wants. But when I was saying, oh, he can try to do whatever he wants to do, I need to say try. He can try to do whatever he wants to do, but he can't just do whatever he feels like. because there's stuff in place to stop him from doing stuff whatever he feels
Like
like
what?
to do.
What's in place to stop him?
Okay, so for example, he's in control of the military. He can really does whatever he wants with the military. He's the head of chief. He can do whatever, right? But there's stuff in place to stop him from saying, "Oh, let's go to war." He still needs Congress approval to go to war. He can't just go to war. The only thing that's there is like a 90-day period, and then he has to call the troops back. He can't just deploy to war or whatever he wants.
When was the last time Congress declared war in the United States?
The World War II.
World War II. And so we haven't fought haven't sent the military to go
Yes,
kill
we
other
fought
people in
war.
other countries at
But
all since
here's the
World War
thing.
II.
Here's the thing. Y'all have fought other wars, but I don't know about y'all history that much. It'd be like, oh, did y'all have Congress to do that? I
Okay.
told you, I'm an immigrant in
I
this
do.
country.
Well, I do know. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, Donald Trump
When
can
was the last
also
time?
not do what he wants with the military. Okay. There's still rules and regulations that constrict
I
his
just
power
said
when
that.
You did not, sir. You
I
just
said
said
there was
he is in
rules and
charge of the
regulations
military.
that
Sir,
stop
if
him
you
from
can't,
doing whatever he feels
sir,
like.
this is going to be a very short conversation if every time you say something and I repeat
Go
it
ahead.
back to you, you say you didn't say it. Okay? Because I'm just going to get annoyed because I'm getting really, really tired of you saying stuff. I repeat it back to you and you saying, I didn't say that. This is a waste
Dude,
of a
can you talk?
conversation. This is a waste of the conversation if that is what you were
Sir,
going to do every time.
go ahead.
Okay? Okay? So stop. All right? So
Go ahead and speak.
I am trying to.
Say your point.
I'm trying to. Thank you.
You gonna start?
When I'm fucking ready. You got someplace to
Sir,
be?
there's no need for profanities.
Nope, there's no need, but there is want.
Okay then. So go ahead.
I will go when I'm ready. Do you got somewhere to fucking be?
Yes, time is actually one of
Well,
the
then
most
you should
important things we
hang
have.
up the phone and leave.
So, no, I want to hear your point. because
Then
this is
be
the problem.
quiet and I will speak
Nobody's
when I'm
talking.
ready.
So, because we're not talking, I really want to see your point of view, and I want you to hear my point of view.
Okay. And I
But
want you to
you're
be
not
quiet.
talking, so talk.
Oh, okay.
So is we just gonna sit here and be quiet with each other? Because what?
Perfect. Thank you. So what I was trying to say is, yeah, we've had many different instances where the president has sent people off to war without an official declaration of war. We've had everything from Vietnam, Desert Storm, the Gulf War, the war in Afghanistan, the Iraq War, right? There's been tons of times when that's happened, right? And even within that, we still have to abide by things like the Geneva Convention. We could have to abide by things like, laws of armed conflict, right? Things that, that people, that have been speaking about whether, even the bombings that he's doing within the Caribbean are even legal, right? So there still are rules and regulations around it. He doesn't get to do whatever he wants, all right? And I think that that's important to understand that just because Donald Trump wants to do regime change, which let's be also very clear, I don't even believe Donald Trump even knows what the fuck regime change is, right? I don't think that he is the one that is guiding this. I think that is very much Marco Rubio mixed along with Stephen Miller and, and probably Pete Hegseth, right? That are guiding this entire thing, right? Let's not confuse that idea with him trying to go after drugs. And I think that's why it's really, really important to have that part of the conversation. This is not about drugs. Now, while Donald Trump could actually be using the military, he could be using the Navy, he could be using the Coast Guard to do things like intercepting drugs, right? Especially since we have a fentanyl crisis in the United States. We could totally be, concentrating our efforts on that. We could be using ICE and Customs and Border Protection to focus our mindset against, anti-drug policies, against anti-fentanyl policies. We can do all of those things, okay? But we're not doing that. Instead, we're getting involved in wars in Nigeria and wars in Venezuela. And just throwing it up saying Trump can do whatever he wants doesn't help the situation. It actually kind of just proves that you're worshiping him, okay? So outside of that, do you have any other points on why, what points that you support but you don't worship him on?
First of all, as I said before, I don't worship Trump. Nobody does. And you can say, oh, MAGA does this. Don't stop putting words in my mouth. I never said I worship him. I said I support his direction, which makes complete sense. So first of all, with Venezuela, it's ruled by Nicolas Maduro, and he has an authoritarian regime. You might say, oh, yes, this, that. The economy is collapsing in Venezuela. millions of refugees across Latin America, and they have strong ties to, we know, Russia, China, Iran, which is our main enemies, which has technology that can literally challenge us. If you know anything about the economy, you know that China, Russia, and the countries over there, they're making this thing called BRICS. Not making it; it's already made. It's called BRICS, and it's challenging the American dollar. If the American dollar was to fall, which, if we see from economy and see from history, that every year the leading country has 80 years, 80 to 110 years, that their money is dominant. And America has been for what, like 85 years? So America is on the path of where we're importing more than exporting. So stuff with price and everything is going to go up. And with Venezuela and South American countries actually kicking American dollar out when we're the ones supporting them and we're actually protecting them and keeping them safe, it's crazy.
Sir, everything that you just said about Venezuela, I could describe it for another like dozen countries. Does that mean we should go to war with all of
That's
them
the
too?
point.
Should we go to war with all of them too?
Sir,
It's a simple
why would we
question,
go to
sir.
war?
If I can name another dozen countries that actually fit that exact
And you ready
mold
for
that
me
you
to
just
prove
talked
that
about
I'm not a
Venezuela,
worshiper?
should
You
we
ready
go to
for
war
me
with
to
all
prove
of them
that I'm-
too?
We're not going to war with them.
I didn't ask you if we are going to. I asked you if we should.
Why should we go to war? You just think we should
Because of
go to
all
war
the
to
reasons
go
you
to
just
war?
listed. All of the reasons that you just listed on why
No,
we should do
but
regime
you
change in Venezuela. I can say for another dozen countries. So should we also do regime change in all of those countries too? Should we
No,
just
but are
do
you ready?
should we just do regime
Are you
change
ready?
for every single country that disagrees with us or doesn't want to use the dollar?
Are you ready?
Sir, I don't need a
Come on.
build up. You can just speak.
Are you ready for my answer? Because I don't.
I
wanna
don't
cut you off
need a
because I
build up.
feel
You can just
you
speak.
just mute people. Okay. So you said if we should go to war with them. No, we should have regiment. We should have changes in America, which is what he's doing.
We should have changes
But-
in America, which is what he's doing.
Yes. Are you ready? Okay. So illegal immigrants coming into the country. He deploys ICE to get the illegal immigrants out. As I told you before, I'm an immigrant in this country. Do I feel threatened? No, because I'm here legally.
I'm so glad. Oh, that doesn't change anything.
It changes everything.
No, it doesn't. Literally,
Because-
no joke. Literally, no joke. A guy
Okay,
came to
go
buy
ahead.
my table like last week. Last week,
Mhm.
my to buy my table, and he was a Haitian immigrant, and he was here legally. Yeah, and then he spent 3 weeks in ICE detention.
So what does that add to the story?
Oh, I'm just saying, if you think you're safe because you're here legally, you're a joke. Yeah.
That's not a joke. It's I'm here legally. I go to school here, and I feel more protected than me being back in Jamaica.
I'm so glad.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But that's the purpose.
No, I'm
of
glad you
me
feel
moving to
protected. That way, it's such a big surprise when ICE comes and catches you.
America. Wow. So you're saying,
Sir,
that
I'm just
here
supporting-
legally, I
I'm
did
just
all my
support-
documents.
Sir, I'm just
and,
supporting. I'm
America
just supporting
allowed
what
me
your
to have a
president.
better life,
I'm
and
supporting
you're
what
saying,
your
"Oh, ICE
president
should
wants, sir.
deport me."
Sir, I'm just
No,
supporting
answer
what
that question.
I'm trying to get you what you want, sir. You want Donald Trump's immigration policies to be enacted, and I also want them to be enacted, just only on you. So we're agreeing.
Just only on me.
Yeah.
So you are saying right now that me as a legal immigrant, you don't want me here.
Correct.
So you want illegal immigrants here.
I'll take 20 of them for every one of you.
So, all right, so you're basically saying that when a legal immigrant comes into the country, you want them to have the illegal stuff. So the illegal job, the illegal career, the illegal lifestyle, you want them to have all of that.
The illegal lifestyle. That's a funny thing to say.
Yes. That's
That's such a funny thing to say.
So you're basically
Yo,
saying,
what do you do
'cause
for a
know when
living?
an
Yo,
illegal comes
I'm
into the country-
illegal, yo. Yo, I got this illegal career, bro. Fucking, I went down to the illegal hiring spot and got this
You know
great
that
illegal
this is-
career, bro. Got this
You know
illegal
that-
lifestyle with this illegal career. Yeah, apparently we got illegal, not just illegal jobs, illegal careers, bro. Like you just made like a career. Like that means there's like there's like a 401k or like a pension program, right? Does this illegal career come with like benefits? Like, do you get like healthcare and like maybe like some education benefits or something? That'd be cool. Stock options. Oh, I heard
No,
illegal
it
is.
comes with
I heard
death,
illegal in the stock market
drugs.
is going nuts right now, dude. Like
It
through
comes
the
with
roof.
death, drugs, and all of the illegal
And rock and
stuff
roll.
that we have
Did you say sex, drug,
laws
and rock and
around.
roll and rock and roll?
To yo,
I
when you have
wanna rock
illegal
and
stuff,
roll all night and party
so are you
every
gonna let me
day.
talk?
Dun, 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 dun.
Sir, I'm just gonna let you know right now that if I'm man enough to know my information and let you know, and I'm man enough to come to you to talk. If you want to be childish and start singing and do these
Sir, this entire
things,
conversation
it's
is a
okay.
fucking joke. Okay, I'm sorry. I can only take jokes of a conversation so seriously for so long. Okay, and this entire thing from the get go, like you keep saying regiment. I don't know why you're saying regiment. Okay, like is this like is
Sir, when was the last time?
are we dismantling a Venezuelan like army unit? Like is that what we're doing?
Because you just
Right?
said that
This whole thing
if
is
I'm a
like,
legal immigrant
dude, straight
and I
up,
Sir.
dude. X-Lax, bro. Like all I'm
Can I ask you
about
something?
that life, dude. I'm
Can I
about
ask you
that life.
something?
I'd wish you wouldn't.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something?
I wish you wouldn't.
You are one of, you know what, sir? Let me tell you this. Your hate for Donald Trump has blinded you to the point where you cannot see, like, the real world. You do not know anything of the real world,
Hmm.
and you are blinded by that.
All right.
I just want to let you know that.
All right.
This is not
And
because
I'm gonna let you
are-
know this, sir. And
because of
as a
who you
man, I
support.
want to
It's
tell
not
you,
because of
I
who
want
you
to tell
support.
you this.
You're not
It's
a
really
man. You
it's really
are not
important.
a man.
Okay. What I want to tell you
I've been
about
talking to
no,
you this
I
whole
like
time,
thank you
being
so much,
polite, being
sir.
respectful.
I'm trying to thank you for your opinion. Okay. I'm trying to thank you for your opinion. You just gave your opinion about like how I don't understand the real world. And I just want to let you know that I have cared about nothing less in this world than your opinion of me. Okay. There is nothing in this
And
world
that's your right.
that I care less about than your opinion of me. Okay.
And that's your
Like
right. You can
like
do whatever you want.
I care more about regiment change in Venezuela than I do about your opinion of me. Okay. So since you were trying to tone
So you're
police me,
saying that
I'm just
you
going to
want
move on to
regiment
another
change in
caller. So I hope
Venezuela.
you have
Okay.
whatever day you deserve. Sound good?
So you're saying you want a regiment change in Venezuela?
Sure. That's not a thing. It's regime change. I've already corrected you twice.
I am from a different country. We pronounce it differently.
You pronounce it with more letters? You pronounce it as a whole nother
do you
word?
Understand that? Do you understand that?
In Jamaica, they
There's
pronounce
two-
the word
there's
as a
two
whole
different forms
other
of
word.
English.
That's impressive. Sir,
You
I
understand
am
that there's two
moving
different forms of
on.
English.
I need to go talk to people that
Yo- yo,
matter.
You have a nice day.
all
and
right, you
keep on
have a
spreading
day,
your
okay?
dumb ag-
All right. Someone said, speak English, you're here now. Bro. Sorry. Oh my God. I'm about to be like that other caller and just start getting drunk at fucking 2 PM, okay? Like if I have to listen to that guy again, I'm gonna start hitting the bottle like that other guy, bro. Freaking I got a nice freaking something down. Woo! I need some water. Oh my goodness. Colin, thank you so much for the 6-7. I really appreciate that. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on notifications. We do this every single day, but Fridays normally, but we're kind of switching up. We're doing some switch ups lately, so different schedule, but we do this 6 days a week. So please make sure you're joining in. Right now it is Monday through Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Central. So come on down, enjoy the show, have some fun. Turn on those notifications so you know when I go live and all that great stuff. If you'd like to support the live videos, super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff, live gift goals, pay links in the bio. Yeah. Diamonds, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Says, Polly, hope you had a Merry Christmas. This has been a year of rebuilding for me. You've been a part of the journey. Thank you for supporting my sobriety. Can we get Big W's in the chat for Diamonds? For her sobriety this year. and wishing the best for you. Going into 2026, I think it's going to be a new great year for all of us as we head in. Know how hard that can be. So big W's in the chat for Diamond and support in her recovery. I would also like to let you know that first caller earlier is doing all the stuff for you. All right, so they're taking up. He was taking up all of it. All right, so you don't need to worry. It's going to bad use. It's going to bad use. And Betty, thank you so much for the $2. Said MAGA people come up to me and admit crimes all the time. Why is MAGA always telling me that people are just coming up to them admitting to crimes? It is very strange. It is very, very strange how they're always just like, this person came up to me and told me how they're committing a crime. They're living that illegal lifestyle. They're living that illegal lifestyle. What is going on with my stuff over here? Sorry. Things aren't clickable on my screen. I don't like that. That's what I need to get. I get in one of those illegal careers. Why is it not letting me click on this thing? Oh, well. So I was going to look at, I think I have some guests over in the TikTok. Oh my God, things are working now. All right, we'll see how this person is. Sorry, I was clicking on stuff and everything was just frozen. All right, we'll see. What's up?
Hello.
What's up?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, what's going on?
Okay. What's your real name?
What's my real name? You can call me Daddy.
Oof, that was gay as fuck. So, I'm just here to like debate, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. What state you live in?
First off, are you? I'm actually a Nigerian.
Your voice reminds me of that one creator where it's like why are you gay? Reminds me of that guy.
So first of all, are you like leftist or like are you left or right?
Am I
Or
left
are
or
you
right?
part of like the right?
I'm right-handed.
Yeah. No, I mean like ideology.
Ideology?
The leftists are like the Democrats and yeah.
I guess I would be pretty left, sir. But
Leftist.
yeah. What state do you live in?
Yeah. I'm from Nigeria.
You're in Nigeria. All right. I don't debate American politics with non-Americans though. So,
Well,
have a
very
wonderful
familiar
day.
with American politics.
What's up?
I'm very familiar with American politics.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I'm sure that you are. Okay. But I don't debate American politics with non-Americans. Okay. If you don't have a dog in the fight, then there's no point in me talking to you. Okay. And plus, I don't think Nigeria is like doing like super great right now. I think you should probably be more concentrated over there. All right. But anyhow, it's no disrespect. It's simply just, if you don't have a dog in the fight, why am I talking to you? Hi.
What's up?
Hi. How old are you?
43.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I was going to bring you up some help too, but they ran away. That's unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably do though.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's up? What's on your mind? Why are you still supporting Trump?
Well, I don't like open borders, right? And
that's a good reason.
yeah, thanks. And I think one of the big things is I don't like the hypocrisy on the left. I live in California, right? Of course, we pay double for fuel. We got our governor here is corrupt with PG&E. They're trying to get rid of Prop 13, which would put a lot of people on the streets and make rent go way up. I mean, so I live in a Democrat controlled state, and the people that get hurt here the most are the poor. That's how they work. And plus, all the NGOs are completely corrupt. So, and you look at, and you're looking at Minnesota.
Not,
they've
not,
got the MM
not real interested, dude.
Yeah, I know you're not because you can't win that one. But here's the real reason.
No, it's not a matter of not winning that one whatsoever. Let me be
Yeah.
very clear. Okay. California has like literally some of the best social safety nets in the United States. Actually, probably the
NGO
most.
corruption through the
I'm
roof.
talking.
Mhm.
Yeah, it has some of the best social safety nets in the United States, and the reason why they have that is because of higher taxes. They also have a big problem with, you know, with poor people leaving and hurting poor people, but that has a lot more to do with the fact that they have a whole lot of rich people because everybody wants to fucking be there. And I don't think that all these rich people would significantly want to be there if it was as big of a problem. You know, on top of that, I am from California and lived there, you know, the majority of my life, and it was pretty fucking awesome, right? So the people that are complaining about California are really, really sad, and that bothered me. But this is the reason I don't want to talk about this whatsoever, okay, is because this is not about that, right? This says, why do you still support Trump? Not why don't you support Gavin Newsom? And so when I run that live, you're more than happy to come up and talk about
Thanks.
that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the border then.
Sure.
I want to ask you I want to tell you about your show here because I'm sure that you don't like I'm sure that the e-files have been a big thing on your show. I don't know.
So do you want to
I'd
talk
imagine you've talked
about? Do you want to talk about Epstein? Or do
No,
you want to talk about
No,
immigration?
I don't want to
'Cause
actually. Let me talk. Let me finish. You said you'd let me.
You
I
just
let you talk.
jumped
Let me
really
talk.
quick. I thought we were talking about immigration. You went to the Epstein.
We are.
files.
Now hang on. We are. I'm going to ask you, how many times have you done a show on the children trafficked at the open border that the Democrats have done? I want to know how many shows you've done on that specifically. I don't want your show. So just tell me how many shows you've done about because the
first-
children that have been children that have been
you asked me a
trafficked-
question. It's my
Okay,
turn
go
to
ahead.
answer. You don't get to
Yeah.
ask the question and then answer the question.
Okay, go ahead. I will listen to you. Go
What's
ahead.
the
I'd love to
definition of an open border?
An open border is basically when you allow anybody to come across that and just use a pre-scripted thing for asylum seeking, and you let them right into your country. You just let
Okay.
them in unvetted.
Well,
there
if
are
that-
people that are in here that
Cool.
that have been let in that
That's-
we don't know who they are.
That's totally fine. Okay, that's a great definition. Okay, that's a great definition. So considering over 60% of the people that sought asylum at the southern border were immediately repatriated and deported, right? And on the other 40% of the people that actually were allowed in and actually given court dates were all vetted, right? Then we did not have an open border, so therefore your question is invalid because I can't answer a question about Biden doing something with an open border when there was no open border. So that was pretty simple.
So how can you explain all the unaccompanied children that were let in through the border? And that was given through the Biden administration. So can you explain that, please? How, if what you're saying is true, how all these unaccompanied children were allowed into the country? Please explain.
So you're telling me that unaccompanied children were seeking asylum?
I'm saying they were allowed into the country. Can you please explain?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. They were allowed
allowed.
into the country. I don't know which
Okay,
children
you don't know what you're talking
sir,
about.
no, I'm saying that there is a whole bunch of unaccompanied children that entered the United States under many different parts of our asylum law and entered the country illegally. All of that happened, sir. And so I cannot give you an explanation for one specific category if you're not going to give me the category.
Okay, so I'm asking you again back to my original question. How many shows have you done about the children that have been sex trafficked through the increased open border during the Biden administration?
Right, and we
Just
already
give me that
figured out
number.
there was not an open border. So your question
Yes, there
is
was.
again, no, sir. According to your own definition, we did not have an open border, sir. I am using your definition. I asked you to define open border, and then you defined it and proved we didn't have an open border. Okay.
Yeah,
So
we
again,
did.
if you'd like me to answer your question, you are going to have to phrase it in reality.
When caravans of people are coming towards the United States and they come through the border, you have an open border. There are no caravans coming right now because
Gotcha.
they've closed the border.
So you said before you said an open border was anybody who was seeking asylum and being let in unvetted under a scripted thing. So that was your definition of an open border just 30 seconds ago.
They set up a fast pass. Yeah.
Now
They
your
set up a
new
fast pass
definition.
for us.
Now your new definition of open border is caravans.
Correct. That was part of it.
Okay, so
'Cause they
any
knew they
place-
could exploit
so
the
any
United
place
States.
where they had open borders, any place where there was ever a caravan of people coming over, there was open borders.
The Democrats had set up a border
No,
where they
sir,
could
sir,
be
that was
exploited.
the question I asked. I
That's
asked
why
you a
they
question.
came across during.
Sir,
The, that's
I
why they
asked you
came
a
across
question,
during the
sir.
Biden administration.
I know you don't
and
want
not
to
now.
answer the question, sir. I asked you.
No.
Okay. A
Why
question.
won't you talk about the children trafficked at the border?
Sir,
Why
I am
won't you talk
trying
about
to
it?
fucking talk about it, but you are so
Let's talk about
inconsistent
it.
with your statements.
Let's talk about it. All right,
Sir,
let's forget the border. Let's talk about the
No.
children trafficked at the border. Yeah, you won't do it.
Oh,
Let's
you want to talk about?
it.
Oh, so we're not talking about open border anymore.
I want to talk about how many children have been sex
Okay.
trafficked through the border.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Okay. How many shows have you done on that?
0.
Right. Why? You don't care about
why?
the kids?
Oh no, I absolutely do care about the kids.
No, why won't you talk about
sir,
it?
I'm trying to explain to you. You have to be quiet for me to answer you. How old did you say you were again?
I already told you, dude.
I know. I
43.
forgot. You 43. Okay, sorry. The way you were talking to me made me think that maybe you were 16. So like, I was just
Okay,
trying to
great.
make sure that you were old enough
Fantastic.
to be on. Yeah, be
Great-
old enough to be
great
on here.
insight.
Because I'm
Great
trying to
insight.
answer your question and you won't let me.
Yeah, great insight.
Okay, so I can answer your question now.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what I've said on this, I've said many, many times in the show, including multiple times on this show, and you can watch my recordings. And for anybody else out there that would like to watch my recordings of previous shows or anything like that, they're all available on YouTube. And I have made it very, very clear that I 100% support secure borders for our country. Right? I do not believe that people should be able to allow to traffic children in, or to traffic drugs in, or even to be able to come here on an undocumented status. I think that that is very wrong. However, okay, to try to make that a Biden thing is an absolute fucking joke. If you actually look at it, when you look at the border encounters and the border crossings and the border stops in between, in between ports of entry, Joe Biden's numbers by the time he left office were actually very similar, if not lower at times, than Donald Trump was under his first term. And currently, right now, we still have the cartel that are still trafficking people, including trafficking children in the United States. They're still trafficking drugs. We actually have just as many drugs that are freaking in the United States, now as they were last year, right? So if I was to do that show, I would have to do that show about how both Trump and Biden and Obama and Bush and Clinton and other Bush and how all of those people allowed sex trafficking in the United States, when that's not very accurate, right? That doesn't make much sense, right? When the correct thing to say is, what are we going to do about stopping these things? Because Trump hasn't stopped it, that's for damn sure. Biden didn't stop it, and neither did Obama.
Trump didn't stop it?
Nope.
So more than 62,000 migrant children have been rescued and located, according to the DOJ, under the Trump administration alone. Many of these kids were ignored and not rescued under the Biden administration. In fact, the Biden administration had claimed that they had lost like 30,000 plus kids. They had no idea where they were. So right now, Trump's administration absolutely has gone out. In fact, they just had an operation in Florida, Nightingale. I have to go figure out what that operation was called. Over 62 kids, migrant kids, were sex trafficked, and they were rescued. So that just happened. That happened this month. That actually happened 2 weeks ago. Nobody's talking about it. Why don't they talk about it?
Well, because what you said isn't true. That's why.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, great insight here. I love it.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I can explain it.
Any search.
I can explain it to you if you like.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, so those lost children actually weren't lost children. That was actually just a paperwork malfunction, right? And so what happened was migrant children would come over, and whether they were here illegally, they would be turned over to family members for them to be able to live with those family members. And at that point, they didn't end their file or anything like that, but they stopped tracking them because those children were with their family members, right? And so what you're actually basing that DOJ study is off of an FBI report that actually came out last year, right? And that FBI report actually, if you just read one more paragraph down, would have explained all of it, that these children were actually never lost. It was just that their paperwork was still open for no reason, and they didn't need to know where they were at because they were with family. Okay, if I leave my kid, okay, with her mom, okay, my child is not lost. She's just with somebody that cares about her and is taking care of her.
Right. So Operation Northern Lights is the operation that just happened. It rescued 43 missing kids. It was a large multi-agency effort in the United States that brought some 43 missing children, some to believe at the risk of serious harm and sex trafficking. So it absolutely is happening.
And I think that's amazing.
Why haven't you talked about that?
Hold on, sir. But I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing.
Great.
Okay.
Let's congratulate the Trump administration.
Yeah. So how many missing children were rescued from sex trafficking under the Biden administration?
They actually lost a lot of kids.
No, they didn't, sir.
Kids were lost.
They actually didn't. I already actually specifically explained to you. Not only did I explain to you that that's not what happened, but I even told you what report it came off of and explained to you how you're misinterpreting the report.
If that would have happened, how many?
Sir, how many children that were being sex trafficked were rescued under the Biden administration?
I have no idea. How many times have you done a show on sex trafficking?
So what you're telling me is over the course.
You tell me then.
So what you're saying is I have no idea.
Okay, so we both don't have no idea because it's never talked about.
Yeah, but sir, you making
so why don't you talk about it,
sir? Calm down there, buddy. It's okay. Okay, I'll let you talk on here. You don't have to try to rush all your words out.
Okay, go. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay, sweetheart. There you go.
Okay, great.
So I was saying, sir, is I think operations that freaking stop things like the cartel, stop things like drug trafficking, stop things, all those things, rescue children, I think all of those things are great. But again, sir, this is not something that just started whenever you're talking about with this thing, right? You're actually making it sound like, under Donald Trump administration, it was the first time we've ever rescued children that were being sex trafficked. Sir, we have an entire entire departments of things like the FBI and full departments of state law enforcement and local law enforcement that literally specifically work on finding people like this, and they rescue tons of children and adults, right, that are being sex trafficked from other countries, right? And I think that we should 100% continue that. But this is not like this is some Trump policy. This is something that has literally happened with, you know, all sorts of people. But unfortunately, unfortunately for you, not for me and the guests, you actually just got flagged, so I have to kick you. So we have to move on. But anyways, regardless of that, sir, I don't really know how fucking like good of a live that would be for me to just keep, repeating that over and over. It would just be like someone like you coming up and saying sex trafficking is bad, and then someone like me going, I agree, it's bad, and then then the live would end. Oh, he got flagged. I'm not gonna do that. What was he flagged for? I actually didn't even read it. It just said so-and-so has been flagged, and so I kicked him. I didn't even look, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I just think that would be a pretty boring live. Tobin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate this. Said this. Wow, this guy is super xenophobic and deeply in the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. I think was that guy or the guy before?
It's insane.
Yeah. Oh, and Tobin, this is what I was getting ready to get into. I was about to say, like, wow, it's really kind of crazy how all of a sudden Trump supporters want to talk about sex trafficking while they still support Donald Trump. That's wild. Matt, also thank you so much for the $2. Can we get big W's in the chat for Tobin and for Matt for the support? I really appreciate that. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Actually, I might be able to pull up the flag. Oh, it doesn't let me.
It's insane.
Shifty, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Just said, sir. 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 We'll go to our next caller. I really appreciate that. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to support, just like Shifty did. Shifty? Something like that. Shifty? Is that what it is? Shifty? That's kind of a funny name. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm fine. So first off, I'm gonna say you are very funny. I heard the way you talked to the last person, and to be sincere, he kind of deserved that. He was so fast, he wouldn't even listen to you.
Oh, he was
But I'm
just
gonna
spun
just
up,
drop
sir.
some-
He just, he took a lot of pre-workout and then tried to come on live, I guess. Happened to the best of us. Anyway, sir, do you still support Trump?
Who does?
That last guy?
Well, that's his business. Well, I have lots of friends who even I have my aunties and my uncles who would tell me that the administration that this man started, we thought it was gonna end, when he lost. We didn't know he was gonna come back, and now he's back and doing all this.
Yeah.
So
Hey, sir,
I feel-
I really appreciate that, sir. Like, I really do, and I really do hate to cut you off, and I hate to be rude, but I am like almost at 2 hours, which is my normal time, and I'm trying to get another caller in that's a Trump supporter. So I am gonna have to let you go just so I can get another Trump supporter in. I do apologize. All right.
All right.
All right, man.
All
Have a
right.
good one.
All right. Thank you. All right.
Hey, y'all, please only join if you still support Trump. I am not trying to. I don't have a long time left on live, specifically since the Chargers start in like an hour or two, so I can't be pushing it too far. Oh, that person left.
It's insane.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi. How old are you?
I'm 18.
Wake up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'll leave that up for a second. Awesome. What year were you born?
Florida.
What
Miami.
year?
2006.
Okay. And do you still support Trump?
Yes, I actually do, because, well, he's sort of fighting unemployment, sort of.
Oh, he's fighting it,
Cause-
and it's
Well,
winning.
Well, kinda, because he's definitely fighting immigration, and while he's getting immigrants out the country, there are more available jobs for American citizens.
Incorrect.
No.
No.
Okay.
Actually,
tell
the
me
exact
why.
opposite. The unemployment rate currently is 4.6%, which is the highest it's been in 4 years, and significantly
Whoa.
higher than it was when Donald Trump started his deportation efforts. So if Donald Trump's deportation efforts was creating more job opportunities for the United States, the more United States citizens would be employed, and they're not.
Huh? But
If
wouldn't
Donald Trump deporting undocumented immigrants or documented immigrants or American citizens, all the people he's deporting, right? If him
Yeah.
deporting them created more job opportunities for the United States, then less Americans would be unemployed. So the unemployment rate would go down, except for it's going the opposite direction. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because getting rid of undocumented immigrants doesn't create more jobs. Like the South Park argument is pretty old.
Yeah. Wait, can I say something? Because the comments are saying I'm lying. My birthday still is up and coming. It's like in 2 weeks. So my birth when I was born is actually correct. I didn't lie about my age. Because I see people saying, no, I'm lying, but I'm not.
So if it was in a couple of weeks, then it would actually go to 2027 and then you would be lying.
Huh? No, because I'm
I wasn't even paying attention to it. I wasn't even paying attention to it. If your birthday's in a couple weeks, I wasn't even, if he hadn't brought back up the age, I would not have, maybe I'm going back to the phone lines. Now you're defending your age, and now it's like what? Like now I had to pay attention to it. Yeah, I was legit not even, I was literally just going to talk to him, and like he was like, the fact that he addressed it is what threw me off. Like truly. Like if he hadn't addressed it, I wouldn't even paid attention. All right, he's gone. Like truly, if he hadn't addressed it, I wouldn't have even paid attention. I know everybody keeps telling me to make Sir merch. Okay, I know, I get it. I need to. I will. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much.
Hi,
Wake up, by the way.
Paulie.
Thank you so much for the for that comment. That was absolutely great. Hi.
Hi, Paulie. You do such a good job. I didn't vote for Trump. I just wanted to say I love your show, man. You're the best. Have a good night.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. I'll see. I'll take a little glazing today, and that's fine. I see. Let's see if we actually get into a conversation over here.
What's up?
I don't know. What's up?
Do you know why I support Trump?
Do I look like Miss Cleo to you, sir?
Because the gas prices are low.
Because the gas prices are low. Okay, what did Donald Trump do to effectuate that? Oh, that was loud. Hello, how are you?
Not bad, not bad. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
Oh, I'm old enough. Trust me.
Cool. Does that old enough come with a number?
Yeah, it does.
All right. And what is that number, sir?
It'd be 58.
58. Thank you. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I do. Hey, I just
Awesome.
wanted to correct something that you mentioned earlier. I've been listening, though. It's not bad discussion. But you mentioned that the Make America Great Again slogan, I think you referred to that, made a reference to that was I guess, World War II Germany.
It's actually been
That's where
used
Trump
multiple
got that
times in
from.
history, but yeah, that was one of them.
Yeah, but actually, where Trump got it from was Reagan in his 1980 campaign speech. And then last time Reagan used it, Make America Great Again, was actually March of 81 at the Washington Hotel right before he got shot. So it was a Reagan slogan that Trump actually stole it from. Didn't steal it from any Nazi World War II propaganda.
I mean, I don't know how either of us can prove where he got it from.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I don't know how either of us could prove where he got it from. Like, I mean, you're making a claim that he got it from Reagan and not Hitler, and I just don't know how you could possibly prove that.
Well, Reagan, I mean, Trump has, I don't defend Trump in everything he does, and he has stolen things from other campaigns, namely Reagan, a couple other things. It's kind of and he kind of takes it as his own, like he created it. It's one of his flaws. It definitely came from the Reagan "We will make America great again" speech. He actually gave it in Liberty, I believe it was, campaign speech. And then he used it again in the AFL-CIO, AFL-CIO meeting.
What I'm saying is
sorry.
Donald Trump's
Please.
wife very specifically said that he kept a fucking copy of Mein Kampf on his nightstand, right? Like that he had read it multiple times. And what I'm saying is, sir, I'm not arguing that Reagan may have said "Make America Great Again" at some point, right?
Well, he did so.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that, sir. I'm not arguing that. Okay. What I'm saying is, you have no possible way of knowing, of getting into Donald Trump's mind and saying, "Oh, he actually got it from here, not here." You have no way of knowing that.
Well, you don't know either.
I don't.
The exact same words. You said it came. You said he got that from Germany, World War II Germany, and that's incorrect.
You don't know that it's incorrect.
Well, you said it's a fact.
I believe it is a fact.
And the word.
I believe I have a lot more.
Exactly the same.
I have a lot more
Reagan,
proof.
The Reagan quote is exactly the same. "Make America great again." He said it in his speech, and I think time of our choosing speech, he might have said it also. Reagan has said it multiple times as exact.
So did Hitler.
words.
Hitler said it a lot more times than Reagan did.
Hitler didn't say "Make America great."
No, he said
again.
"Make Germany great again."
I don't know if he actually said those exact words.
He also said
You have to show me.
said that immigrants are poisoning the blood of the United States, just like Donald Trump did.
We stay on the topic though. You're making.
No, what I'm
assertion
saying
that
is, sir.
Trump-
What I'm saying is,
Trump-
sir, is that Donald
quoted
Trump.
Hitler. You can't show me where
Sir.
Hitler actually said "Make Germany great again."
Yes, I
it's
can.
a slogan. It's a slogan.
Sir.
You may have interpreted it that way. What
Sir.
he said.
What I'm saying is Donald Trump has a lot more Hitler quotes than he does Reagan quotes.
I don't know. See, there you go again. I just used a Reagan quote. There you go. A little history for you. There you go again. You don't know that.
Sir,
you can't tell me that I don't know
I'll be
things, and then you
completely
say-
honest
come
with you,
back
sir.
and say you do.
Sir, I'll be completely honest with you. Like, and this is not me trying to be rude at all. Okay, whether he got it from Reagan or whether he got it from Hitler, I'll tell you one thing: he's not doing it. Okay, and I think that's what matters.
the point of
Arguing
argument.
the semantics of like whether you think he got it from Reagan or not, like really. I mean, I don't believe that in the slightest, considering if he was actually trying to follow, the only thing he's followed Reagan on is trickle down economics, which has been proven not to work, right? Why I wish he would do a lot more quoting of Reagan when it came to Reagan's immigration policy, because he definitely wouldn't be doing what he's doing right now. Okay. But at the end of the day, sir, you can't prove that he got it from Reagan. Okay. No one,
You
I
can't
never,
prove he got it from- you can't
I
prove
have
he got it
never,
from Hitler,
sir,
and you made the narrative. You made
Yeah.
the narrative that he did.
Sir, and here's why. Okay. Anybody who's studied like Nazi Germany knows that make Germany great again was an old like stance of Nazi Germany. Anybody who studied that knows that, right? I had never heard this thing about Reagan, okay, until Donald Trump started saying it, and then a bunch of people started saying Trump got it from Hitler, which makes me think, and again, this is just reasoning and deduction, right? Is that people were scrambling to find a person that he was actually quoting to make it not Hitler. Right, and that's what it sounds like to me. Okay,
I'm sorry, sir, but you're the one scrambling. You were the one scrambling to make it look like it was Hitler.
No, sir, I
And
don't
just
care,
say, if
sir.
you look up
I
the speech,
truly
you can
don't.
look up the speech right now on your computer. You can look up the AFL-CIO
Sir,
speech at the.
I'm
at the
sure
at the
I could
Washington
pull up
Hotel,
a
March
good
30th,
100 people,
1981.
okay,
You
that have said
did
some form of
mention
this,
twice.
sir.
I'll give you 3
I'm
citations
sure,
where Reagan said those exact same words.
I don't care. Okay, I don't
Well,
care.
you cared enough to say
Here,
it. That's
you want me
the
to
problem.
tell you that
cared
you're
enough to
right?
say
Is that
it
what
was
you
Hitler.
want? Is that
You
want me to pat you on the head, rub your belly, tell you you're a good boy? Like, is that what you want?
No, I want you to
Okay,
recognize
then-
that sometimes you're not always correct.
No, sir, I am
And when you're
correct,
making
sir.
a-
I just don't
a
care enough to
salacious-
argue with you, sir.
salacious
Sir,
allegation that he got it from Hitler, that you're making connection.
did he get vermin, or did he get the immigrants are poisoning the blood of the United States from Hitler, or did he get that from Reagan also?
I don't know about that quote, to be honest with you.
Okay, cool. I was just wondering. Okay. Sir, what
But
I
do
am
believe
saying
you're
is,
missing the point.
sir,
You're missing the point. I just like you to recognize that you're not always correct about everything that you have this
sir,
Rolodex.
I am not
you have
always,
this
sir. I
Rolodex
am
of
in no
information you
question.
pull
I
from.
am no question, no way, shape, or form always right about everything I say. I literally have my face on camera for 2+ hours every single day, arguing and making points and reciting data off the top of my brain. I have no notes, no clipboard, no nothing on my screens, and no notepad. If you don't think that
I
I'm
know,
going
but
to
you
make
have
my
this
sir,
Rolodex
if
of
you don't
information
think,
you pull
sir,
from.
I'm speaking.
Like, I want you to
No,
not
I
say
do,
that
sir,
again. That's
sir,
all I'm saying.
sir.
Don't say that again because you don't know where he got that from.
I'm talking. Be quiet.
Well, you don't need to talk to me like that.
Well, you don't need to be talking at all. Be quiet. Thank you.
I'm doing
Jesus
this
fucking Christ.
Your previous calls are
What?
like that.
Sir, be quiet. Okay. What I'm saying is, of course, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm obviously going to make mistakes. Okay. If doing this off the cuff every single day is not easy, and I'm going to make mistakes. And there's sometimes that I'm wrong, and there's sometimes I've been corrected by people, and there's sometimes I've been proven wrong on this live and off the live later on by people. You're still talking while I'm talking.
You do understand that's the point of this
All
call.
right,
You're
sir.
getting all,
I am
you're
either
getting
going
all
to
triggered. You don't need to get
I am going
triggered.
to finish
I'm
this
just letting you know
sentence.
you're
No, I'm not getting
incorrect.
triggered, sir. You speak while I'm speaking again. I'm hanging up the phone because I'm finishing this statement whether you're here or not.
You're like a little child.
All right. And you're like a little fucking 4-year-old that doesn't know when to shut the fuck up when his parents tell him to. Be quiet.
You're not my parent.
Yeah, if your parents had raised you as well as I would have raised you, you would have more manners. Be quiet.
My parents were Democrats.
I don't give a shit. They were freaking shitty parents. They didn't teach you manners.
Does that make you feel good?
It makes me feel sad for America.
No, you're getting triggered. I think you get triggered.
All right. What I was saying is that, of course, I'm going to make mistakes. I must make mistakes all the time, okay? But you guys trying to freaking backdoor this thing and be like, oh, he actually got it from Reagan. Shut up. You don't know that. You don't know that. And you only started saying that shit is because Democrats realized that it came from Germany. And it was very famously coming from Germany. And no one even knew that it was coming from fucking Reagan until you guys went and found whatever thing you could to try to make it not coming from Germany. Okay? That's what happened. All right, sir. So if it makes you feel good to say it came from Reagan while Donald Trump literally institutes fascism in this country and literally hits every single fucking point, if it makes you feel good that his policies came from Hitler and his rhetoric came from Reagan, then fucking have at it, dude. I really just do not care enough to argue with you about it. Cool? All right. Now you can respond. Oh, wait, you're not here because you had to act like a little bitch and fucking wouldn't let me speak. Anyways. Brilliant. Thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that. It says, so Trump still can't have an original idea. Yeah, exactly. So even on this one, Trump had to have stolen it from somebody. Goodness gracious. Yo, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this 6 days a week. Please don't miss it. I'll be on tomorrow at some point too. Like, I don't even know when. Chargers play in like an hour or so. So I'll be on sometime tomorrow. Hopefully around the evening. I think I want to do it around the evening. And also look out for, hopefully, I don't know whose channel it's going to be on. But I am hoping to be able to do a joint live with Ari. Our first joint live. I'm hoping as early as Monday. So make sure you're tuned in. I don't know whether it's going to be on my channel or her channel. Join my Discord. I'll let you know about that. But it'll be on somebody's channel. But thank you so much, really. And I really, really appreciate that. Hello. All right. Goodbye. Dawn, thank you so much for the dollar too. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I hate when they hang up the phone like that and I'm all wound up. I'm like, and then like they hang up. I'm like, man, I lost all my oomph then. Hello, how are you?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
25.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I'm in the middle.
In the middle of democracy and fascism. Okay. How'd you get there?
Okay. I guess I don't like how Kamala didn't have to go through the primaries. I don't like that. Maybe that would have changed my vote, but that's one reason, I guess.
Gotcha. So Joe Biden drops out, which she couldn't control. Right? There was 100 days left, so she had no ability to run a full primary.
Yeah.
Right. So your solution to that is what? Just the Democrats don't run anyone?
That's a good question, but maybe it would have been something to go back through the primaries. I don't know if that's something that could have been done
In 100 days. Well, I mean, at minimum, that would have taken,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, at minimum, that would have taken, what, 2 months? So literally by the time we got a new primary candidate and had a new convention, they would have had about, I don't know, 11 days, maybe 12 days to run for president?
No, that's true. It's just one of those situations where it's like you're stuck in a rock and a hard place, you know.
Well, sure,
That's
you
just
can
what
call it
kind
that.
of threw me off.
You can call it a rock and a hard place, and that's fine. But the Democrats had to run somebody, and the Democrats have. You do realize the Democratic Party, along like just like the Republican Party, are private organizations, right? They're not part of our government. Yeah, and they have these things called bylaws, right? And if you're part of the Democratic Party, you get to vote on these bylaws, right? And in the bylaws of both the Democrat and the Republican Party, right, both of them say if after the primary has already gone through, if that presidential candidate then drops out, then it goes to what's called an open convention, which means that the electors that were elected by the people, because all electors at the convention were elected by the people, so it is democratic, those electors then select the new presidential candidate, right? So me, right, if I was a Democrat and I voted in the primary, then in that primary, I actually don't vote for Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. I vote for an elector, right? And that elector then goes and votes for the person, right? That elector is actually chosen by the presidential candidate I select. So if I was to vote for Biden in the election, in the primary, what I'm actually doing is voting for an elector that Biden selects, right? And so when Biden drops out, that elector actually is the one that votes in the primary that decides the new presidential candidate. And that could happen at any point, right? Instead of Biden dropping out, he could have, passed away, or that same thing could have happened to Trump. And the same thing would have happened. The electors then would have chosen the new candidate in what's called an open convention. Okay. And that's what happened in this scenario. There was an open convention. Anybody could have ran against Kamala Harris, right? But they chose not to, mostly because of money reasons, if you want to be completely honest, because, all of the money that was sent to Biden was now accessible by Kamala Harris, and she was the vice president on the ticket. So therefore she had access to all that money, and no other candidate had that. So nobody chose to run against her. So in the open convention, she had all the electors. Well, most of the electors, I think actually a few actually. She didn't even get all of them even at that point, right? But that's just that's not her fault, right? That's not her fault Biden dropped out late. That's not her fault that's the way that the Democratic Party has done anything. And not voting for somebody with better policies, with better ideas for the country, just because of Democratic rules and, that she couldn't control, and an old man being stubborn, doesn't seem really quite right, does it?
I suppose not, right?
So do I agree that Kamala Harris was probably the best, right? It was probably the best candidate that anybody's ever ran? No, but I mean, I could probably say that about any group of candidates ever in the election. We've had very few, near perfect candidates in the United States, right? Ever. But she was significantly better than Donald Trump, and I don't think that's a question. I think that we're definitely seeing, we're seeing the effects of Donald Trump's horrible policies right now.
Yep. Yeah, I think I can agree with you on what you said there. I got one more thing to see your opinion on. So I don't agree with how the border was open during the Biden presidency, but I also don't agree with how Trump just deports everybody and anyone. I don't think people should be deported like that. I think we should have better security at the border, but I think it should be much easier to get into the United States so we know the background of who's coming in, instead of it taking 10, 15 years for somebody to get in, I was just seeing what your opinion was.
Well, I agree with you pretty much, all the way there. I mean, not that the border was open, because the border wasn't open, but besides that part, right? I agree with most things you said. But the cool thing about our agreement here is, who else agreed with us? Kamala Harris. That was literally like her border policy, right? Like her border policy was securing up the borders, adding more border patrol agents to be able to stop things, to be able to like add wall, to add more technology, do all of those things, right? To actually secure the border, while also adding more judges and more, staff and all that sort of stuff to our court system to be able to process people within our immigration courts faster, right? So again, sir, if that's what you believe in and that's what you think should happen within our immigration system, then again, Should have voted for Kamala Harris because that's what she agreed on.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess that's all I got for you. I appreciate the conversation.
Absolutely, man. Have a good one. All right.
You too. Yeah. Bye.
All right. Oh, that's pretty simple. Don, thank you so much for the $1 again. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Chase, thank you so much for the jewels also. I really appreciate that. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications. The notifications are so important. All right, they're so important. Also, I have 600 people in there. I only have like 290 likes. I have 164 in my landscape, and I haven't even hit 100 likes over there. So let's go ahead and hit that real quick. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate that. Hit that. We do this at least 6 days a week, and we have a lot of fun out here. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Frankie said, just wanted to see you should be nicer to callers. Just wanted to say you should be nicer to callers, maybe. And I thought I was pretty damn nice to that guy. I actually don't know how to be much nicer. That was about the limit of my niceness, to be completely honest with you. I don't get much nicer than that. That's like my max over there. That's like my max niceness. That's all I got. How to Live, thank you so much for the gifted. I really appreciate that also. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Who got that gifted? Captain Cracker Jacks got that. Captain Cracker Jacks just got that. All right, y'all. Hey, I'm ending for the day. I'm tired and I want to go get some lunch. I'm gonna get off the day. I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't exactly know what time, but I would guess either around the time I was on today or later in the evening. So it'll either be around noon or it'll be around like 5:30. So, but I don't know for sure. But thank you guys all so much for being here. Again, make sure you hit that follow, hit that subscribe, turn on notifications. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Nora, thank you so much for that last $2 super chat. It said voting based off of feelings is so irresponsible. Incredibly. Thank you so much, Nora. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and go Chargers, bolt up, baby. Beat the Texans. Let's do this. All right. Love you guys. Bye.